self-made books too, where each page you flip, it reads it for you. Like it may sound like you're five, but they actually have those in Barnes and Nobles. It's like
Oh yeah,
tablets. Like
definitely.
I've been telling my mom
This
to
one,
get me
no, it's
those
just
kind
an
of
app where
tablets.
it just reads through for you. It saves your spot for you, and you know, it's basically like any book that you want that
Uh huh.
has that available to do. And
Uh huh.
that's just how I like to listen to my shit because I get to
Yeah,
invest
yeah,
that way.
yeah.
All right, man. So yeah, so you were saying, you were
Right.
saying,
So we are live right now, right?
right?
Right. So just to, I woke up. I just tuning it in. Every now and then I try to keep up with the
First of all, nigga,
Joneses.
why are you on my shit in bed, nigga, with no shirt on? Fuck wrong with you?
No shirt on, straight boxes like that. Um,
This nigga's bugging.
I nigga, I'm waking up, nigga. I work hard, nigga. We slaves out here, nigga. So
Crazy.
being a person who was in and out of the system, for say it could be for traffic violations, it could be for domestic violence, it could be for whatever it is my BMs or side chicks decide to put me in jail for. Um,
Yeah.
Meek Mill tuned into something, and it kind of hit home.
Mm.
So his statement, if I quote
So
exactly what he said, was
you're talking about the Breakfast Club interview that he did yesterday,
right. The
talking
Breakfast
about
Club
the whole
interview,
prison
Meek
reform
Mill,
shit. Yeah.
and Charlamagne asked him what made you tune in, like certain quotes from his new album that just dropped. He was basically, questioning him on like, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? And he's saying him and I believe his legal team is trying to help 1 million people that are in the system.
Mm-hmm.
So he explained what he meant by the system.
Whether it be
He said there are a
probation,
lot of
parole,
people
whatever.
that's been on probation, right, for 15 years and for petty crimes, for crimes that didn't, like, if you look
Non-violent
at the
shit.
statute of, right, if you look
Non-violent
at
shit.
the statute of my crime is a simple assault, which could just be a 6 months in the county or 90 days. It could have been extended probation time,
Yeah.
anything. You
Because in
understand?
most cases,
So,
simple assault is not considered a felony. In most cases,
right. And mine didn't
depending on
really,
what state you're in, obviously, we're talking about New Jersey.
right. Like Jersey, they didn't want to bump it up to that. But because when you seek medical attention, especially in the county that we lived in,
Yeah, aggravates it
Middlesex,
a little bit.
they will immediately jump it
It aggravates it
to,
a
you
little
know what I'm
bit. Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
to aggravate, and it will
Yep.
go to Superior Court. So even though the person comes back, like my BM did a couple years ago, even though she spoke to the jury and tried to retract her statement, they already picked it up. Once the state picks it up, it's over.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you can do, even if you try to bring the person to court and they try to say it was a lie, then the whole charges go to them, and the white girl's not doing that. So pretty much he explained the part when you go in front of the board, the parole board, there's 3 people on the panel, which I know, and even though you didn't,
But you're
you
jumping
know in
past
your heart.
the jail time part, right?
No. Well, look, you're in jail already. You're already incarcerated. You're already admitted to your crime.
Mm-hmm.
Even from in the courtroom, even to the parole board, because I did a couple months in prison, whatever.
But first, talk about the part where, because he talked about this too. Talk about the part where they offer you plea deals and shit. They try to get you.
Right. Okay.
They
All
don't
right.
want to pay the
So
money
pretty
for the
much put it like
trial.
this, right?
Yeah.
My first plea deal was a 364. Now, here's how to tell you how retarded the system is. I'm already on probation for a theft by unlawful taking charge from a situation from 2009 from my first ex, the whole Christina situation. You know about that. So they offered me a plea deal of 364 with 2 years extended probation.
And let me pause real quick just to slow walk for people who've never dealt with the system in that way. When he says they offered him a 364, what he means is, so basically how it works is anything 365 and over is a year, you have to have a state number. So the reason why they'll offer you 364 so you can do your bid in the county. So that's what he's talking about.
Correct.
County jail rather than state prison. Go ahead.
Right. And in my country and a lot of countries, they don't have county jails. You're just going straight to prison.
In Trinidad?
There's no there's no setup like that. It's just jail. Everyone, you could be with someone that killed 50 people and that's your cellmate. Like, it doesn't matter.
They don't segregate it the way they do here, like
no.
Okay.
No, if you're gay, it doesn't matter. Like when I was in prison, I will jump a little ahead for a second. There was houses for homosexuals. You weren't housed with an actual homosexual. You weren't housed with a murderer. Like,
really,
you just weren't housed with them. No, It's it's not how movies and TV shows depict it to be. It's not like that
Oh
at
no,
all.
you're talking about out in Jersey.
Yes, in Jersey.
You
Yeah.
was in North Brunswick, right?
No. Well, yeah. Well,
Oh,
for the
initially, yeah,
county,
yeah,
yeah. But then when I went down to Garden State, which is everyone's go Yardsville, that's Yardsville, New Jersey. But the name of the
yeah.
prison is called, but it's an actual youth correctional facility. Only people at a certain age
A little bit
is
different,
supposed to
yeah,
be there. I was
yeah.
already over 25, so I had no business being there. You
Right.
understand? I was supposed to bump up to not Bordentown, but like I couldn't go to Trenton State because I'm not a murderer, I'm not a rapist or anything like that. You have to do like a real 10 to 20-year bid to be able to go to Trenton State.
So it's different levels of security, right? They're like a medium.
Correct.
Yeah.
The level when you go in front of a panel from when you take the plea deal and I took the three, I rejected the 364 because I said I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? My whole bid, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I'm innocent. I didn't do it. This girl is crazy. The thing is also a lot of people.
Let me throw something else in there too.
Yeah.
See, because and I know he knows this is, Adam knows this is true, but what he's also not mentioning too is that's the way ideally the shit's supposed to work. But the prison, the fucking county jails be so overcrowded. I done seen people who already got their state number, still waiting months in the county jail to finally go to state prison to actually start their sentence there.
Right. It's and I'm gonna touch on that topic too. Like I'll come back to that topic in like 2 minutes. So anyway, I rejected the plea deal. I was trying. Here's a lot of people don't realize. I'm gonna say black parents, and I'm gonna say white parents. Hispanics and Asians, they all fall in the black people category. Depending on your class, low class, middle class, upper class, it depends how they treat you. If they know your mom works in a hospital pushing carts, and your dad's nowhere to be found, but he's holding a little construction job, you're considered a lower middle class. You understand? Gotcha. Middle class was how we lived in Edison. Middle class. You know what I'm saying? We weren't struggling. There was 3 meals a day. We drove Benzes and Porsches, and most of the kids in school had cars.
Just to give you an idea, my parents' house, which is right across the street from Middlesex County College in Edison, it's a $400,000 house. It's ridiculous out there. But and that's not even considered, you know what I'm saying, the rich people neighborhood.
We're in South Edison because they split up the Edisons. North Edison is JP Stevens and stuff like that. When Potters is like quote unquote the hood.
And even they have their section, which is Bishop R.
Right. Bishop R. and all that way. Abdul no more. So when they offered me this deal, I rejected it. I was trying to contact my family, which was the only person at the time that would listen would be my mom. My mom wanted nothing to do with it because the thing is like my situation is like I'm the boy that cried wolf. I've been in and out so much times that she's like, I'm not dealing with this shit. I don't care if it's child support. I don't care if it was for stupid tiny things, but I would always seem to hit county. But I would be in the county for like a day or two, and then I get bailed out. But it was so many times that I understood why she got aggravated. So to be more in depth with that, people, when you get locked up, you get your family get annoyed depending how much time. So they just don't want to deal with that anymore. You look like a black sheep. And of all times that I was innocent, it was this actual time. You understand what I'm saying? But due to Mr. Sproul being on the phone right now, he's seen me physically have done things like that before. But the one time
we're talking about the domestic violence shit, right?
Right, domestic violence. The one time I actually did not even poke the individual. We won't bring the person's name, but the individual. I'm now looked at like, oh, that's what Adam does. So yeah, he whooped that ass. That's what he does. You understand? And it's hard to get people on your side when they don't give a fuck, especially when you're dating someone or was previously engaged and she finds out about the side chick and that's who you're locked up for. So you don't have that backing anymore.
Now, you understand? We gotta address the women real quick because I don't want them to kill my channel, right? We're talking about Adam when he was younger. Obviously, we're not condoning domestic violence in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But some people are young and they make mistakes and they grow up and they, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, they learn from
Right.
them. So
Right.
we'll keep it moving.
I'm no longer I Turner. The I Turner has retired in me.
See you doing that, and they're going fucking around here and getting the comments and kills. All right, man.
This nigga Kev gonna do an apology clip.
Listen, man, I got
Yeah. No, but I have a pass. Everyone has their pass. I mean, you could be a pass for anything. I believe people can change every day. You could change overnight. You can actually change overnight. If you're a smoker and you woke up next morning and said, I don't want to smoke anymore, you will actually not smoke anymore. Your mind is very powerful. You could tune your body into doing whatever it is that you wanted to do. It's your mind is your body. So I said I wasn't going to do this shit anymore, and I didn't. And I got accused of it. I tried to get my mom on my side. Now, here's where shit got real for me. When I realized no one was in my corner, my BMs weren't responding to my letters. My exes weren't responding to my letters. My mom wasn't responding. My father wasn't responding. I took a plea deal. The plea deal that was given to me from the first rejection, the second plea deal, was a 3 flat. Running concurrent with my actual probation that I had 1 more year left on. You understand? So I took it.
I got you. Go ahead. And hold on real quick to people, because again, we got some people, most people on this channel aren't going to understand some of the terms that he's using. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so what he's talking about when he says running concurrent, first of all, a lot of times when you have multiple charges, and it depends on what the charges are, because sometimes the state, they can be assholes if they want to, but there's 2 different types. And when you have multiple charges, there's 2 ways they can go. They can either run your shit concurrent, which means, let's say if you have 2 separate charges, and let's say both of those charges carry a sentence of 5 years, each individual charge. When they run them concurrent, that means you're going to serve both of those 5-year sentences at one time, which means you get 5 years. If they say, fuck you, we're running them consecutive, that means you serve the first 5 years, then immediately
5 years, then you serve the next one.
Exactly.
So right. There's no coming home. So if you got booked in 2000, you're coming home 2010.
So when y'all get on my channel and act like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, like I'm not from the real hood before Edison, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just a little 2 cents to put in about that.
Yeah.
The way we speak, people, the way we speak is how we were raised. You understand? My mom dots her I's and crosses her T's. Don't matter the accent. My parents always spoke proper English. I predominantly white high school. I went to Catholic school, so I dot my I's and I cross my T's. I pronounce my words. You understand what I'm saying? So even though I lived in Irvington, even though my boy's from Patterson, we're not going to, yo, man, you know what it is. No. Right. End of the day, we're over the ages of 30. We speak properly. We're not.
Right.
You understand? So we got the best of both worlds. Though. We know how to grow up to
because you're from a certain environment. It doesn't mean you can't be educated and be articulate.
Correct.
And know how to
because there are right. There are rich people that eventually move to the hood because
they look at us that
just
way,
want to be rebellion. Right. They want to rebel. So anyway, back on right. They said they'll run it consecutive. Concurrent. Sorry, concurrent. Right. Now I had so much time built up from baby mom locking me up for 2-3 days because here's the thing about Middlesex County and county jails and my state. Even if you got locked up for a complete different charge, just because you were in county for 6 months, they are inclined to use that same time onto your new charge. You understand? So I had so much time. I accumulated almost 3 years of county time. You understand? So they said, Mr. Simmons, the very day you hit craft. Now we'll explain what craft is. Craft is like in between of showing you where you be classified depending on the statute of your crime and how first degree, second degree, third degree, how high your degree of charge is, where they will place you, what prison they will place you, what part of the state they're going to place you, right? If you're a murderer, you're going to Trenton. There's nothing around it. That's where you're going.
Right.
For females, you guys have one prison in the state of New Jersey. One. So everyone is with everyone. You guys are just classified in different sections of the housing or whatever. So they told me I will be going to a youth correctional facility because the statute of my crime, here's the thing, people, the judge didn't even want to sentence me to prison. But because it was my third violation of probation, mandatorily, and it's actually stipulated on their third violation, that is state time. No way around it. Like, you're going to get sentenced to state. But there was a little tiny golden ticket in my situation. I am not a born United States citizen. I'm born in the country of Trinidad and Tobago. So my parents, on my 18th birthday, I received my green card. Understand? So now it puts a flag on my immigration status because they're like, whoa, you can't be in our country committing crimes and not pay some type of consequence for it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So the flag went up for deportation status. Now, I have no idea about this kind of thing. I had no idea what that meant. No, I would hear about it in songs, joke around with people, but I spent over 20 years in the United States of America. All my friends, all my family, all my teachers, every schooling, anything I know and learned, it's from there. You understand? My first kiss, lost virginity, everything, best friends, everything. So now I have to contact my family that's from a country I haven't been in 20-something years, that there's a slight possibility I might be coming back. You understand?
Right.
So my mom, I got sentenced. I went down. My mom wasn't there. No one was in the courtroom when I got sentenced. No one was there. I said a speech to the judge. Now here it is, people, where I can take back this speech. And here's another golden ticket in my situation. For some odd reason, I guess God foresaw the future as he always does. I basically told on myself that I'm not from America. Because they had no idea in the courtroom. They had no idea that I wasn't from this country.
Right.
From America. Right. So when you're getting sentenced, people, you get to say a statement. You get to write something. You get to speak out your own words. I said in my letter that from being born from Trinidad and Tobago and coming to this country and learning, the judge stopped in the middle of the sentence and said, wait, hold on. You're not from America? Which means, people, if I didn't open my big mouth, I probably would have ended up coming back out normal. Like they would have had no idea. Right. You understand? Mm-hmm. And I probably would be next.
So are you saying that even though? So okay. So if the superior court, right, which is state court, if they don't know that you're on a green card,
right, because they didn't know, because it was never. Remember, I was locked up before. I did 6 months in the county prior to the Christina situation. They checked on your plea deal. Are you a U.S. citizen? And they checked yes. So they naturally computerized it through the whole system that I was a citizen.
So
without actually knowing.
So if that happens, right, then you never get flagged unless you say something.
Correct is right.
Okay.
So immediately the judge said, do you need a couple minutes, or do you want to reschedule a court date to speak to your attorney regarding, because now this can go up to something that I can't control, which means it will affect your immigration status. And this court has nothing to do with that.
Right.
And
right.
I said, Your Honor, I'm not worried because I just so want to get out. Go ahead. Sentence me. It doesn't matter. I deal with the consequence after. And I dealt with it after. So In saying that, they sentenced me. A week later, I'm on my way to Kraft, Trenton, New Jersey. And people, yes, you have to squat, spread your ass cheeks. Yeah, the people be gripping on your booty and shit. It's pretty gay. Bunch of
Nah,
gay niggas you're around. It's pretty gay.
We can't say gay, bro. We can't say that's gay.
All right, well,
Nah, they won't let us do that.
well,
It's in 2018. We'll get killed for the LGBTQ. I'm
all
sorry.
right, well, for metrosexual straight man.
The views and
That's how it
opinions
was
expressed
stated.
here are not mine. I want no issues.
In the military, I played sports, so yes, I have been around and showered around naked men, but I am not turned on in a sexual way to those kind of people. So anyway, you now go in front of a board of 6 people. The 6 people now classify you where you will be going, what prison we're going to tell you you're going to go. While I'm getting, my state number and they're telling me.
At this point, they still didn't hit you with the INS shit?
Now, here's what it is.
Okay.
They informed me right then and there in that room that, sir, we were notified you're a green card holder, which means the judge told the prosecutor or the prosecutor, judge, whoever made a phone call anonymously, and said, hey, yeah, this guy is an immigrant. So just keep an eye on him. And they flagged me right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
They took the flag off because when 2 months later, I went in front of the parole board and they paroled me. The parole board recommended I no longer be flagged because I served as a United States Marine, the only thing that saved my ass, people. Yes, I served the country. Yes, I have done time in the military. So they looked up my track record. They got my DD-214. And even though the way I got out the military was not the regular way I got out, which most people would, I basically told them I don't want to do it anymore. So they downgraded what my statute would have been. I ended up getting something called a general discharge.
So better than a dishonorable.
Right.
Okay.
It's a general. It goes honorable, general under honorable conditions, general under other than honorable conditions, a bad conduct discharge, right? And a dishonorable discharge. The only way, people, you get a dishonorable discharge, just think common sense how you would get a dishonorable discharge.
Yeah, probably.
Not from drugs and stuff. You have to be a terrorist.
Right.
You have to have killed your own people. Right. You have to do some real bombing, Oklahoma City. You got to do some other shit.
Right.
A bad conduct discharge can be selling drugs, selling weapons. You want AWOL.
Like conduct unbecoming of a yeah.
Right. I got a general under honorable conditions. Now, because it didn't say honorable all the way, I now had to go through the immigration status. Now, so
if you would have gotten a regular honorable discharge,
I was getting out the day they told me you're getting in this van. I was never getting in that van. They would have excused it immediately. I would have been out of handcuffs, released to the custody of my mom, and I would have had to report to my parole officer within 24 hours.
Right.
And I would be still in Jersey, probably doing pack of shit. So, people, this is, again, why I know I have, and I've been diagnosed with PTSD, because as a child as a kid, Black parenting, Caribbean parenting, you get your ass beat. Simple. You get beat for anything. When I was going to school, the nuns, because I went to Catholic school, they were allowed to discipline you with a ruler, a switch. If you didn't know what that is, people, that is a little tiny piece of tree branch wrapped around with tape, and they get to beat your booty with it, right? So I created a development of anger in my head because I had to go to anger management. I had to go to group counseling. This is stuff I've done in my life. So, yes, when people say I don't really have anger issues, whatever, yeah, because I've been getting my ass beat most of my life from growing up in my adulthood. I stopped getting my ass beat because I wasn't taking the shit anymore. You understand? So people, what the hell? What the? Is this shit serious? People don't realize that when you're going through the jail system, you go through all this stuff. Now, to elaborate more on Meek Mill, when he said that the parole board, even though you did not do the crime, you know you didn't. When you have a plea deal, you now have to explain to the parole board why it is you did the crime, what influenced you to do the crime, and are you apologetic for doing that specific crime? You understand? Now, here I am, not explaining myself, but explaining myself in a truthful way. And I still got paroled. I said, honestly, I know, even though dealing with what I've been dealing with, I did not do the crime. But I will apologize for the years that I used to do things of this nature. I will not apologize for this individual, but I will apologize and be sympathetic for my previous times I never got in trouble for it. You understand? So I feel it's karma that came back to me. On top of it, when I left the room, they do something like this, people. The parole board has a long sheet. If you get a green sheet with a white sheet stapled and it's long, it means they gave you a 12-month hit. They cannot give you anything less than a 12-month hit. A 12-month hit means you got a hit on top of the time that you're supposed to serve. You have additional time because they feel like you need more jail time. And as messed up as the system is, they just felt like you're not sympathetic for your crime. You showed no remorse. You need more incarceration to get you out of that hump. Now, if you get a short green sheet with a date on it, just because you get parole, people, does not mean you leave the same exact day. I got paroled in April, May, June, July. I left in July, right? 3 months later is a 90-day period for you to get your packet, and they need to inform your family. They need to do home visits, and this is where you're going to be staying, your house number, all types of shit they do. So I got paroled. When I got paroled, the guy shook my hand, and he said, Semper Fi, march on, devil dog. That is a Marine saying. Semper Fidelis is Latin for always faithful. Only Marines say that to another Marine. Just saying, people. So he's a former Marine. He said he does not want to see one of his brothers incarcerated, which influenced him to influence the other people to release me. So yes, people, there was some good I did in my life at 18, 19 years old from going into the U.S. military. Not going to say it's for everybody. It's just a path I took that saved my ass in the end, which is actually helping me to come back now. You understand? Now, because that's playing a big part, actually. I got released. I came home. Now, back on to the main topic. I had to admit to a crime I did not do. You're forced by the state. You're forced by the love of your family. You're forced by not wanting to go to jail with Bubba.
That's one of the funny things that, because Meek touched on that too. And that's one of the funny things I always thought was a contradiction. A lot of times when you go to court, right? And when there's like a plea deal being offered by the prosecutor, and the judge will ask you, did the prosecutor go over this plea deal with you? Do you find that this plea deal is agreeable? Do you want to accept it? Do you want to plead to this charge? And then you have to go on record in the court and say that you were not coerced. You were not, you know what I'm saying? But you are coerced. You're coerced because you know that if you continue to fight this, you're going to be sitting in jail. If you got kids, you're away from your kids. If you have a job, you're out of work. So yes, I don't understand why they force you to say you're not being coerced when they know you're being coerced. They know you are. There's a whole lot of circumstances that make you feel
this
coerced.
Is why Meek is saying he's battling. He will try his best with his legal team to help these million people. That is his goal, 1 million. He said he's not being an activist. He did say that. He's not, he's done his dirt. He's kind of doing what T.I. was actually legally stipulated to do. He had to go to schools. He had to confess. He had to say, "Don't go down the path I did." See, I made an entire album about, reforming his life and stuff like that. So I knew I didn't do it. Now, my mom, my ex, my baby mothers, they are the only people. I think, I'm not sure if I sent it to you, Kev. I took pictures of my plea deal people. I took pictures of the statement given by both parties, right?
Mm-hmm.
The individual who I got in my situation with said I punched her multiple times in the head and face area, and I punched her in her ear so hard that it gave her an ear infection.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only reason she went to the hospital, because her ears were hurting so bad. Now, people, there's a statement I'm giving them that when the individual came to my house, she had antibiotics in her purse for an ear infection. She was on it for about 2 weeks. You understand? They bypassed that completely, because I went and I did the crime in a town called Whitesville. Town isn't called Whitesville. The town is called Metuchen, New Jersey, which is Middlesex County.
It happened in
If
Metuchen?
anyone that knows, especially the person that's on the phone I'm with right now, knows my history with Metuchen, knows that they O.J. Simpson the hell out of my ass. They said, "Nigga, you gonna fuck up, and the day that you fuck up, we're going to be the ones to make sure we bury that hatchet on you," because I got away with a certain situation.
Yo, there was
in
a
that
time when you
particular
couldn't
town.
even. There was a time you couldn't even ride.
I couldn't even drive through Metuchen.
There's a time you couldn't even be a passenger in this nigga's car in Metuchen, because he's
No.
gonna get pulled over in Metuchen,
Pulled over.
and
harassed.
everybody's getting pulled out the car. Everybody's getting pulled out the car.
Yeah, and
because the shit happened to me, and I'm not a criminal.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
And people know that my tints at the time, my tints for my vehicle were very dark. I had an all-black leather interior, 2007 Honda Accord Coupe, and it basically looked like Knight Rider. You can't see in the car.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So in the town of Metuchen, as small as it is, it's illegal to have tints on your car.
Mm-hmm.
In Edison, it's also illegal to have tints in your car, but they don't really,
right?
They don't really fuck with you,
because they have shit to do.
They got better things to do.
Is such a small.
They got better things to do.
Yeah.
Right. And Metuchen's so small. Plus, there was a certain detective that didn't like me. Kev, I'm sure you remember that white guy's face.
I don't remember his name, but I remember who you're talking about.
You remember his face. You remember his face.
I remember him. Because I think he pulled me out of the car one night.
Right. And people, I was now classified. I was not, Kev can tell you, I'm 33 years old. Kev knows he's never seen me fight. Kev seen me yell. Kev has never seen me gangbang. I don't do drugs. He can vouch for that. He can literally go in a courtroom and say, I know he's never done that. But I was so classified that they would treat me like they would anyone else who's like a bona fide criminal. They treated me like a criminal on the days I was working Comp USA, going to go pick up my young ass girlfriend at the time. And people, this is an influence into why I don't deal with young females ever in life again, due to another individual. I will no longer. This is why people make fun of me for fucking older women. And that's fine. I will no longer in life ever get in trouble for being around a younger girl. Right? So, back to the topic again, because we kind of stray sometimes. I respect Meek Mill. He's not one of my favorite artists, but he does rap, and I understand his rap, and I appreciate his hip hop skills, because I don't like I can't do that.
Mumble rap shit? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do Migos. I could bob my head to Migos. I can bob my head. There's one or two songs.
Well, Meek still came in during that era where,
right. Meek did, but Meek is more of a listen. I grew up on the corner of First and Second and so PA Philly, and this is how I am my whole life. You can't change me. You understand? And I appreciate that, because he reminds me of the people I like.
Right.
LL Cool J used to rap like that.
Yeah.
Kumo D, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Pac. Everyone knows the lineup of people. Eminem, you could put Shady in there because Shady, even though he wanted to kill his mom at times and destroy his whole family, he also rapped about his life. And I appreciate rap. I can understand what you're saying. You understand? Now, the issue is back to the parole board, back to the. I'm not racist, people, but it's white people that's been screwing me my whole life. It really has been. Specifically white females. Specifically those.
Okay. So, all right. So, okay. So now, right? Because you said that. I got to do this because you said that. So what about the what about the people, the women who would say, okay, well, and if that's the case, why are you over there dating? And this is not, I'm not trying to put anything on anybody who was perceived as a victim. I'm not. But Adam's on record as saying that he don't fuck with black women, right? So I gotta ask, if you know that you find yourself in these types of situations with white girls throughout your history, then what happened, bro? Why you didn't jump over to the darker side? You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we'll come back. We'll come to that topic right now because I'm going to answer Kev's question because Kev does date a woman who's partially Caribbean and partially American. Date?
Date?
No, I said married, involved. Oh. Like this is your wife, baby moms, all that. So I didn't because of how they are. American. Listen carefully, people. American, African American females. Not all. Listen carefully. Not all. But the percentage is so high. For the way y'all are just straight. You know what it is? I don't want to date a girl that reminds me of me. I'm one ignorant motherfucker. Let me tell you that right now. I can be very nice and sweet, but I could be so ignorant. And your ignorance matched with my ignorance? Oh, hell no. Nah, I don't want this shrimp because it got... Oh, hell... Listen.
But see, here's why
I can make jokes about cocoa butter and all that. Listen, I don't want to... I like females with their real hair. I want your real hair. I don't got no damn hair. But I want your real hair.
Here's why I asked you that question. And I've always believed this. Obviously, when you're young, it's a little bit different because you're not really thinking about the future. You're not really thinking about, the path that your life is going to take when you're in your 30s. But the reason why I asked that question is because there are black women out there, obviously, who are not ratchet, who are not hood. You can find good black women who are natural, who are, about finding somebody, settling down, a real partnership, somebody who's going to help keep you on your shit. So the reason why I'm asking is because how come you never thought about finding a good black woman who wasn't on all that shit, right?
But let me ask you something. Define good black woman. And define one. Where will I find one?
Well, I just mean one outside of the stereotypical, because you got to admit, right?
But
me.
Where will I find them?
Not me, because I was never really into that nightlife style. But when you guys were into the clubs, you were into going to the bars and shit. You're not gonna typically find the good black women in environments like that. You know what I'm saying? You're typically
but you can find a good woman anywhere.
You can, but it's hard.
A good woman anyway. But I understand what you're saying. Some people say go to church and listen.
And you don't necessarily have to do that. But let's be real. I think more than that, it was for the shit that you're into as a younger man, coming from the places we come from. Mm-hmm. We're just not attracted to the qualities and what they look like from the good women. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's hard to find
example. There was a stage in my life where everyone preaches from a young, remember, this is different generations, this is different decades. I'm a person, I grew up I'm an 80s baby. I can barely remember 80s, but I could damn sure tell you from 91 up. You understand? So I'm from the 90s. I'm from the 2000s. You understand? Like, I know history of women, of females. And The African American black females that I've met, every single one of them, it's always some attitude, yelling, screaming. You louder than me. What the? It doesn't have to. You're always complaining about something. You're always upset. Somebody always owes you something. Why do y'all walk around like y'all owe us something? Like we owe y'all something. I don't understand. Listen, in Trinidad and Tobago, I call people black out here. Yes, they're white people. Yes, they're Indian people. Yes, there's Chinese people. Yes, there's black people. I call all of us black because we're from the Caribbean and we're from an island. And even though your skin may not be all the way dark, you're black. You have some type of African heritage from being out here. For a fact.
I think too,
There's
at
no
the end
denying
of the day, I think it's more immaturity and mindset at that age than anything else. Because we knew a
I
lot of
grew up. Let me just before you go on, Kevin. Let me just say I when I was growing up, especially in high school, I'm not gonna walk around. I'm a cocky motherfucker, but I wasn't walking around like, yeah, I'm the best looking nigga. Da, 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 da. I do that now. But I didn't do it back then because of the kids that were in the school. I knew better. Like there was no homo. I know there was athletes. I know there was better looking dudes. I know more people in shape. I know there were bigger guys. I know what these girls were into. And even though I never went to high school with Kevin in the hallways, I knew he went to the same damn high school. It was just the summer he was graduating, I was now attending. You understand? So he left, and then my brother left. My stepbrother, but still my brother. I call him my brother. He left, and then it was up to me. My pussy ratio, people, went up so high that I got cocky. I got arrogant because the white girls of that generation at that time, and Kev can tell you, they got looser. They got looser. They did not care. It was wild orgies going on in my grade. I'm class of 05 people, and I should be class of 03 because of my age. Those people did whatever it is, and they just got worse. They just got worse. So if you're a fly guy, you dress nice, you got your little job, you got your little car, you're getting 3, 4, 5 girls a week. I mean, come on. I wasn't looking for a wifey. I wasn't looking for a good girl. Now, there was one black girl that I did like. And to this day, she can tell you, we liked each other, but I ended up dating a Hispanic girl instead. Her name, and Kev knows this person very, very well, her name is Jasmine Jones. That is the first black girl in my life that I ever kissed, is Jasmine Jones. She had a best friend at the time. Her name was Christina. Goofy, overbite, white girl with black hair. And she was in love with my stepbrother. Oh, Steve. Christine was her name, I believe. Christine. Me and Jasmine were supposed to date. And I end up going to alternate school, which means I got kicked out of school, people, for drinking alcohol in school. Myself and Christian Camacho. And then from there, me and Jasmine have always been cool. And I never to this day, ever, would disrespect that girl, talk shit about the girl. She ended up going to the other side, people. She ended up dating my boy Kev for a long time. I never said nothing to her after that. But I never did anything past liking the girl. And that was the one black girl. I said, damn, yo. But then she had a sister. And Kev knows her sister. That is like, at that time, 10 times, 20 times to me, looks better than she did. And she still does. You understand? That's why when Kev said, why didn't I try? I did try it once. But I was getting people so much vagina from the white girls that my head just was said, yo, fuck it. I'm just going to stick with them. They're easy. They're fun. They have a good time. They don't argue. They listen. Now, people, when I say they listen, they're not dogs. I don't treat women like Muslim guys do. They're women, Hindu guys, you know, shit like that. They listen in the aspect of, hey, babe, I'm hungry. You get me something to eat? Yeah, no problem. Now, people can say, oh, if it's a girl and she really loves you, she'll do it. No. the black females I know, babe, I'm hungry. I'm hungry too. I'm saying you can get me something to eat. You can't get me something to eat. You see what I'm saying? You see why we argue? You see why I don't talk to y'all? You see. Now, Kev. Now you see. I hope that answered your question.
I mean, I get what you're saying because I know the type of girls that you're talking about because I've been exposed to the girls. But I mean, I've never had that issue. Probably because I avoided those types of girls, no matter what race they were. I just avoided them just because I don't have time for all that loud, ratchet shit. That was just never me. You know what I'm saying? I never really was the type to have arguments with girls and shit like that. So I never really was exposed to that types of shit because I kept myself away from it. But the only reason why I asked you that is because what I want to know, do you think if you would have found a black girl that you were interested in dating and actually dated them and, you know, would have been in a, I don't know, long-term relationship with, do you think that the path would have turned out a little different? And I'm not saying to put it on relationship, and I'm not saying to put it on white or black girls. I'm just saying, do you think that some of the dating choices you made contributed in some way to?
Yeah. Let me see how I can answer that question. Right. Okay. All right. Yes and no. The path that I was on, people, was at one point in my life was a very destructive path. There was a time when I didn't give a fuck. Excuse my French. I did not care two shits about what any woman told me because it took one heartbreak, people. One heartbreak. Yes, of course, it was by a white girl. Okay, whatever. It was by a white girl. That completely, and the person's still on my chest to this day, didn't get her cover up yet, shattered the way I thought about females. To this day, her name, the herbalist is whatever you call her. Her name is so embedded in my brain on how I shouldn't be this way, but how I am towards some females to this day. Because I don't trust them. I believe, I told the girl to her face 2 days ago that even if we get married, I will only 90% trust her. I will leave 5% for disappointment and 5% for not trusting her ass. I can never fully ever trust a woman again because you guys are so conniving, deceitful, and straight. Y'all would have sex with my best friend or brother for 20 years and I would never know.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I would never know. I would have no idea y'all doing that.
That's a fact. And there are certain women out there who are like that because I've come across them myself 100%.
Right. And it doesn't matter the race. And people, it doesn't matter the race. It does not. I am not racist. I just chose to date white girls because of where I was, the environment I was. There was predominantly white. And on top of it, the ones that were black were just in the way. Like, who's going to date Tiffany Murphy or Sajada and them girls? No one's going. You understand? Like, we're not. No offense to them. Back then, we're not really looking at them. And the good ones, the good girls who were black or Chinese or Indian or whatever, they were already taken, bro. They were taken. Keeping it real. You understand? Baron used to date a girl who I thought was good. But then I later found out she wasn't that good. But you know who I'm talking about? The tall girl. She had nice eyes. It was her.
I remember seeing
Orlando. Her. Baron. It's like Baron's first girlfriend.
I remember seeing her around, but I don't remember what her name
was.
But
you're right. You know who I'm talking about, though. You know, you have an idea of the structure of the person, and right.
The best girl that Baron ever dated, and obviously he's married now. I don't know what his situation is, but the best girl he ever dated was Nisha, and I don't know what happened with them, but that's my sister to this day. She see, but that's the thing, because if you look back, we all were in situations at a point in time or another where we were with decent girls. Like you,
right.
Me and Henry will be mad at you forever because nigga, you were engaged to someone who could have kept your bitch ass the fucking New Jersey, who could have kept your bitch ass straight and narrow, but no. nigga, you couldn't fucking be fucking faithful and decided to fuck it up. And we will be mad at you forever for that. And yes, she was a white girl, but she was cool as hell. She actually could deal with your shit. She actually could put up with your shit. And
never cheated. Never cheated to this day. Never cheated.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Is that, like, you know, I feel like that's what you were really missing. And then I feel like when you found it, it was too late. And I'm not blaming those types of situations on everything that happened to you after. I'm just saying that I do feel like it plays a part. Like when you have a stable relationship, a stable situation, somebody who really is about seeing you be better, I feel like that does help, you know, keep you out of certain situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And people, I will tell you a little bit into that situation. What happened, there was some jewelry shit that were missing, and me and her had a dealing with that situation. She took some, I took some, I sold most, whatever the case might be. End of the day, I started to go around who the woman I have a daughter with at this current day. So that relationship was kind of coming to a close anyway, because my feelings for my daughter's mother, who, even though she says Mike Merritt took her virginity, which until you actually pop a cherry, you don't take shit. So she will say, yes, I had sex with Mike Merritt first, but everyone knows I'm the one that took it first. You know what I'm saying? It's not a competition.
The more I sit here, the more I sit here as we talk, I'm realizing Edison must have been small, because seems like we were recycling the same motherfucking girls. Like the shit crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. If you think about it, there was a girl named that the kid who beat the one won't release, but and Henry said he got jumped and he actually didn't ever in life. So it was just one guy ass whooping. He dated a girl named Tara. Come to find out, Tara was getting blazed out by like 3-4 niggas at one time. There was a chick who's married and she has a kid now, and she actually is a part of my ex's from high school's family tree now. Her name is Jessica Arbello. Jessica's been recycled numerous times. I can go down to Jessica Beaton. I could just keep going.
All right. Hold on. Some of these people who I do have on my social media might be following my channel.
So don't be offended if you were a slutbag whore back in the day.
I don't want my channel to get flagged.
Adam will tell you that you were. If I named you, it means I know of you. I went to school with you. I can keep the names going, because even though you come like, Adam, you fuck bad bitches. You did you too. Yes, I'm a guy. Yes, I was doing it. Yes. But guys, even though it's not fair, woman. It's not fair. I don't agree it's fair. But we get a pound. We get a pass from our boys for being whores and being thoughts. You can call me a thought from high school, because I really was. I was in my first 2 years, but I damn sure finished my year strong.
Even though Kev was always cool and didn't have to live like that. So I just want to, put that out there real quick.
I'm going to come onto another topic, and me and Kev are going to talk about some personal shit after. But there also is one individual that me and Kev to this day can agree that she had potential, but she fucked it up on her own because she likes too much attention. I will give the initials and I'll leave it right there. And me and Kevin are going to discuss this person outside of this channel, because it's no one's business when it comes to this matter, because I actually have a question for Kevin after this. And I'm going to leave that there.
What's the initials? You cut out.
I said VB. VB. Right. We'll come to that, because I have been in contact with that the past couple of weeks, and it's always two sides to the story.
This channel is wide the fuck open for my subscribers, so I really don't give a fuck. I don't have no secrets from my subscribers, so I don't really give a fuck.
It was just a topic that was discussed between Kev and myself, and the person I said I won't say their name. I'll just give the initial VB. She used to date. Her and Kev used to date. I never dated the girl. She was never my girlfriend. I did mess with her once, and it was just she's more of a family friend. So yeah, we'll call her a family friend. My dad used to do some construction for her dad, and vice versa. Vanessa, VP,
and we have to start doing that with everybody's names too, because I don't want.
Yeah, we got to, because there's a couple.
I mean, I'm not saying
VP
anybody's name.
graduated with me, people. She graduated with me, and
so what's the question?
She liked older. She liked older guys. Now, my question to Kev is, I got her side of why you guys stopped talking. I heard your side. I heard your side a long time ago.
You heard
then
my
she
side?
Came with her side.
You heard my
well,
side?
Originally, you explained the situation, because we bring up people from past sometimes we talk, and you told me from your side, which it would be like, hey, this is why, this is what happened. Then I got it from her side. So I want to know, did you or did you not really kind of jump ahead and tell a certain individual because you felt some type of way about a situation, and she didn't really give you the green light to do so? You understand what I'm talking
about? All right. So here's this is what happened. This is what Adam's talking about. So,
right. People, real quick before Kev goes on, we just kind of straight off the topic, but yes,
it's cool. It's
the Meek Mill thing with the court stuff, we'll come back to that, but we're just a little interjecting.
Yeah,
but everyone understands what we mean.
This is what we do on this channel.
Right.
So me and this person whose name we're not going to say, we
VB
stayed very close over the years. Very close over the years. And one day she hit me up and was like, and I'm trying to remember exactly what the situation was. She had a friend.
I remember the situation. It was a friend and someone cheating, and right.
Okay, this is what happened. So she had a friend on her side who was messing with a guy. And the friend, I guess, was pregnant. And Vanessa.
Right.
This person whose name we're not going to say hit me up and was like, yo, my friend is pregnant by this guy. And then she just found out that this guy is engaged to be married to somebody else. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of a fucked up situation. At the time, I didn't know who she was talking about. She told me the other girl's name, the girl who is the fiance.
Yeah.
The conversation that we had was, because again, at this time, she didn't know and I didn't know that I knew the other person.
Right.
So she told me the situation.
It just so happens you knew who the person was.
No, I didn't know, because she hadn't mentioned it yet. So finally,
I'm saying, well, later on down the line,
a day or two later, she finally told me the girl's name. And the girl so happened to be somebody who was really close with my little sister. And the girl, which I didn't realize, I had known the girl because she always used to come to the house because she was friends with my little sister.
Yeah.
So, and my situation, and we talked about, how it was fucked up, and she was trying to get the girl to, be real and tell the fiance what was going on, because she was saying that she felt it was fucked up. Yeah. And so she had asked me not to say anything.
Right. As a friend.
Right. And I told her right then and there, because this is the thing about me, is if it's one thing I'm not, is that I'm not two-faced. Like I won't do something that I won't have a conversation about first. I told her right then and there, I said, listen, we're talking about VB. I said, listen, I know this person. This person is a friend of my little sister's. And I said, plus at the time, the situation that I was going through and my own situation and how I feel about cheating and lying and all that shit. And I told her, and I was like, look, I feel like I'm obligated to tell her because, yeah, I'm friends with you, but this woman is also about to just had a child and she's engaged to this person. She's about to marry this person that she believes is being faithful to her, and he's not. And the situation that I was literally in the middle of dealing with, finding out that motherfucker was out here lying and cheating on me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was in a crazy place.
Yeah, you come
Told her that. I was like, yo, it's gonna be real hard. I'll be real with you, not to say anything, because I feel like, one, a sense of loyalty on both sides, but two, I also feel like I know how this shit feels, and I'm already in a situation where I'm already married. This girl is about to get married. That's fucked up to have her go into that situation. And I was talking to this person too every now and then, so it wasn't like she was a complete stranger and I hit her up out of nowhere. Exactly. We were already acquaintances because of the fact that she was cool with my younger sister. So scratch that. On the other side too, she was also saying, yo, I feel like something needs to be said because I think it's fucked up, because the girl who was her friend supposedly knew that the dude was engaged and didn't give a fuck.
And didn't care anyway.
Didn't care, like the ratchet types of females talking about.
Right. Yeah, that's what they do.
She was already on her side saying, I feel like she should know, but she didn't want me to say anything because she didn't want it to get back that she said something. And I don't fuck with shit like that. And let's be real too. She has her history of not being truthful.
Doing fucked up shit.
Because she has accused me of shit in the past that people who know me best know the shit wasn't true. And it later came out that it wasn't true. So I wasn't putting too much stock into what she was saying at that point anyway. So long story short, the situation went down. Now, mind you, I didn't know her friend, the one on her side. I only knew the one on the other side. So I spoke to her. How that shit came back to the other girl and then the other dude and then how Vanessa found out, that part, I don't know. We'll never know. But she hit me up and she was like, yo,
yeah, I just found according out, to the individual in question, she said,
well, she, hold on.
That she was the person called her directly and cursed her out and said, who the, you know what I mean? Right. Gave you blah, 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 and
what I'm saying is, listen. What I'm saying is, the girl who was her friend called her and said something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But what I'm saying, the person that I was talking to about the situation didn't know the girl on that side. This is what happened. What happened was she, after I had the conversation with her, because people know on some level when the person that they're dealing with is kind of up to no good. So when you have that conversation with them and you're like, look, be careful because there's some shit going on that, you know what I'm saying, probably you would not be okay with if you knew about. So I guess that led her to go through the dude's phone. You see what I'm saying? And when she did that, I think that's how she found out exactly who the person was.
Who, what, where, why. Yeah, okay.
Right. But what's funny is, and this is the part that I don't understand what happened in the middle. If you go through your girl's phone, right, Adam, and you see my name in the shit, text messages, phone calls, and you hit me up like, yo, nigga, what's good? Like, and we don't know each other. We're just, you know what I'm saying? You just hit me up like, yo, what the fuck is this type shit?
Yeah.
First thing that I'm gonna, and let's say I have a friend on a mutual side that I told about the whole situation, but you hit me up. The first thing I'm gonna think is you found my name going through her phone. I'm not gonna automatically assume that you said some shit, or you know what I'm saying, to the person in the middle who's on the mutual side, and then go to them and be like, yo, what happened? So obviously something in the middle happened there that I don't know about, that the other side knew what was going on.
I got the other side. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I got the other side to the story. The other side to the story, we're going to pause on Kevin, is that the individual who the situation was going on about, the person who got cheated on, right? Who is VB's friend, good friend, best friend, whatever. Wait, hold on a second. It was her friend that was pregnant by the dude, right?
It was her friend that was pregnant by the dude, but it was also my sister's friend who had just had a baby, who were like a couple months old.
Right.
And they were engaged, yeah.
Person said, and this is out this girl's own mouth. VB said the person directly called her.
Which person? Her friend or the other?
Yeah, her friend. And was like, who is Kev to tell me, and went off that. And then she was like, whoa, and then the way she explained it was, why would Kev even do that? Because he said he felt some type of way because, he was going through the same situation. And she said, Adam, I could understand what he's saying, but I thought we was friends. Why? And I said, listen, end of the day, when it's all said and done, Kev's your friend. If Kev told you what he was going through, you should have never. Think ahead sometimes. Yeah, it's your friend. You just want to tell a story. Think ahead.
Yeah.
What are the chances of Kev actually telling somebody? Meaning the same people that he fucking knows. Because you end up knowing the girl because of your sister and yada, yada, yada.
Right.
No. Kev might get a conscience. You understand? And fuck around and go and tell. Now,
at the same time, she was going through some shit too because the dude that she was dealing with from Atlanta,
that's why she's not with the nigga now.
Right.
So basically, you were right, Kev. When it breaks it all down, you were right. And I told her, and she got mad. She didn't hang up on nothing. She was just like, okay, guys stick to guys. You know how she does with a
and
fucking
I told her
rush on pull your ass and shit.
We had that last conversation too, because I told her, because I knew
she wasn't mad at me. She was just like, wow, Adam, like you really stuck up for her. I'm like, listen, because if I got cheated on, my mind frame, fuck anybody that's doing that type of shit. I'm a warn the nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if it's somebody on my side who I feel some sense of loyalty to, because it's not. I'm sorry. There's a lot of shit that you could do this fucked up.
I would have directed messaged the nigga, been like, yo, bro, you fucking up, my nigga, because I'm a nigga that's going through.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
What you're doing to your girl. I'm pretty much no homo, but I'm the girl of the victim. I'm the victim in this.
Right. But look, too,
and I feel as a man, I should tell you you either get that abortion, my nigga, keeping it 100, or be prepared to tell your girl, my nigga, because you're about to have a child. And a child's not something you just throw away when the fuck like me. This shit's crazy. But and VB got mad. I could hear in her voice she was upset when I stood up for you. Even the rules, she got upset. But I agreed because I said I know how Kev is now and how he's been. It's just not new. This is not the new Kev this is not someone you just met. Kev has always been this way. So if you know that there's a chance,
like what do you mean?
Like truthful, like you're gonna tell somebody about themselves.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you fucked up. Like, hey, Adam, I ain't talked to you in 6 months, but hey, my nigga, I heard you beat the shit out of Kim, and it wasn't right for you to beat the shit out of Kim. As an old friend to you, and as a man to man, nigga, don't do that shit again, because I know some niggas are coming rough your ass up. You keep doing that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So if you know Kev is a different breed, don't tell Kev certain things that you know might come back. It's not about dry snitching. It's not about telling. It's just him just being, you know what I mean, how he's been. You can't fault the nigga for just being him. She wanted you to not be you. She wanted you to be me, if you understand. And she know a nigga like me would be like, oh, fuck that nigga in there anyway. At least he get mad and laugh and joke about it.
Funny part. Here's the part that I think I don't know if she left out or not. Because this went on for, I don't know, probably about a week before anything was said. Yeah. Every day she would call me and be like, yo, Kev, I really think it's fucked up that this girl don't know what's going on. And she was like, I think my friend is fucked up because she knows that he's about to get married. And she kept messing with him and she don't want to say what's going on. And she was even saying like, yo, somebody needs to say something, but I don't want you to say something. Like, come on, B, we're not doing that. Because the second I found out, now mind you, this is the thing. My loyalty is to who I consider my friend. And my loyalty was obviously to her at that point. It was when I found out, oh, I actually know this person, like have actually spoken to this person. This person's actually close
because think about it. If it wasn't someone you knew,
because you know why? Here was my reason for why I said something. Because I was going through a situation in which I had been seeing people every day who knew that I was being disrespected in my relationship, in my marriage, and motherfuckers could have told me and didn't say shit until it was too late. And it's nothing more disrespectful than you being married to somebody, being in a committed relationship, a long-term relationship with somebody, and you're doing shit behind their back. And people who are in the middle of that situation, who you see on your side and they see on their side, who could say something to you and don't. Don't let me find some shit like that out years later. That's some disrespectful shit. Because now when I find out that you knew and didn't say shit, now I got beef with you too.
Exactly. So think about it.
I'm not gonna put nobody in that situation. That's crazy.
I'm gonna tell everybody. This is for Kev subscribers, for me in the future, because I'm thinking about doing my own in a couple of months, early next year. My own cast, and of course, I have my boy featured. Of course, ladies. This is directed to ladies, women from ages 18 and up. Men like me and how I used to be are two completely different kind of men. I'll tell you how. I grew up very nice. I grew up very comforted, meaning my parents tried to block a lot of shit. Even though they were divorced, they tried to block a lot of shit that I wouldn't do when I got older. And I started to do it. And I'll tell you why. You are a product of your own environment.
Facts.
You can be so easily influenced by people when you just don't. My mom was working 18-hour shifts. My sister was out the state. It was up to me to come home and do this by myself, cook, clean.
Facts.
I have no friends. Mom said don't go outside after 7. And what are you going to do? I grew up in New Brunswick, bro. Like, in New Brunswick at the time, if anyone knows, there's ghetto parts and there's good parts. And at the time, I was in a cross between both. So, I had my ghetto friends and I had my suburban friends. And I just strayed. And it's crazy. I didn't stray into a path of drugs and stuff like that and guns and stuff. But I strayed into a different path, meaning disrespecting women. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm not a saint. I had sex with a lot of women. I had a lot of one-night stands. But when you actually have sexual intercourse with a person, your body commits. And I read on this. You commit to that person. And that karma that person has on them follows you.
There's definitely
and it will follow you.
There's definitely a transference of energy.
Yeah, you will of energies. That's it right there. You will go on. I could have messed with a chick 10 years ago, and I'm now living out her karma 10 years later.
And see,
you understand what I'm saying?
Now, see, people thought it's funny. It's funny, right, Adam? Let's go back to high school for a second.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this worked out this way, because usually, in any normal situation, I would have been considered a nerd, right? I would have been considered a nigga who wasn't popular, who didn't have a lot of friends. But I was the exact opposite. Even though niggas never known me to be with a lot of girls, I could have.
And that's what I was just gonna say. You could have, especially because you played ball. And if you even played ball for the school and all that, it would have been just it would have.
I mean, I was tall, I was slim, I was, you know what I'm saying? Nigga wasn't bad looking. You know what I'm saying? I was cool.
Yeah.
I knew that back then, and I knew that those were not the type of girls that I wanted to have their energy be mixed with mine. That's why I stayed away from. There's only 2 girls in the entire. It's only 2 girls in that high school, or 3, that people can associate me with. And if you know Edison, and if you know how, and it's like any other city in America, it's everybody knows everybody. And the majority of the all 3 of the girls that I can be associated with in that school, I didn't deal with till after I was long gone from that school. It just so happened that we all came through that school. So it was by choice.
The one girl I know I could pin you with, though. There's one girl I know I used to see, Kev. And come to think of it, I just thought about it, people. I did go to school with Kev. I went to school with him half of my freshman year. And after that, you graduated. Right. I was, because I came to school after September 11th. If everyone knows that whole thing that went down, I started Edison High after September 11th.
That was my last year. Yeah.
That was your senior year, so I was in the hallways, and I remember there was a white girl, a little bit of freckles on her. She had thick ass Bible glasses, and always used to have braids in her hair. He knows who I'm talking about. I believe she's married to this day with kids and all that. Sari, whatever. Right. Sarah, that is the only girl I can tell people that I physically would see him in the hallways with.
Because literally,
I can't.
That was the only.
I can't say anybody.
That was the only girl you mainly saw me associate with because we were best friends. And
right. I mean, still are to this day.
I went to her wedding a few years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was by design. But the reason why, and I didn't know this at the time, people thought that I was some kind of player. People thought that I was with a lot of girls. They probably just assumed because of who I was associated with.
Right. Guy-wise.
Right.
Guy-wise, it's different. Kev, everyone knew Kev. If you played ball, if you lived around him,
everybody had their own following.
Right.
Glenn was one of the most popular people in the school. And, you know, I fucked with him. We played ball together. Steve had his own following because he was under me, a grade under me.
Right.
Everybody had their own following. And so everybody knew of those people who had their own following. You know what I'm saying? In my group, in my class, I was one of the most known. I knew everybody in my class. And then I knew everybody in your class and Steve's class because, you know what I'm saying? So it was an association. But I always knew, to go back to what you said with the energy shit, I knew I didn't want that shit on me. I didn't want that trauma. I didn't want to risk anybody getting pregnant. I didn't want to have kids too early. I didn't want to be involved in none of that shit. And thank God I was able to avoid it. The only problem was when I finally did start to deal with women like that and girls like that, it's just, I don't want to say I chose the wrong ones, because the ones that I can be associated with dealing with did have potential. I think that the maturity. No, they did. The problem was my maturity.
That had it. It was in them,
but
they chose not to do it.
Well, because I think my maturity level. You know how they say girls mature faster than men? I think the problem is my maturity level was higher than where I was at the time. Like my maturity level, I think, in my late teens was already, I think, in my mid-20s. Like I was already seeing a bigger picture for you know, family, marriage, all that shit. I was already on that type of time, and so I think I approached my relationships more serious than I think people were equipped to see. You know what I'm saying?
And then, woman, for the ladies that are subscribed for Kev, like remember, like me and Kev are going on over, I want to say 15 years of knowing each other. You understand? And being around, and no one's perfect. Every guy relationship, you're gonna have your little issues, disagreements, and stuff like that, people. But like I said, Kev was not the guy to be known. I know girls to this day that be like, Kevin Sproul, you still talk to him? Wasn't he like weird or something like that? Like because of how he is, of how he was, like he just was himself. He wouldn't bother anybody. He didn't go looking for no type of shit. He just, bro, I want to play ball. I want to kick it with my fellas every now and then. If I find a wifey, I find one. Yeah, you know, at the time, I could have told him that these girls, the two that he picked, weren't really the best candidates for wifey. But he is right when he said they have potential. Now, the potential is there because one of them I personally knew. I used to go around her family. I know she was family oriented. I know how she was raised. I know she had greatness in her. And she, and you know how karma is, people, ended up showing the same love that Kev tried to show her in her high school days. She tried to show that love to somebody for the past year or two. And the person was a me. The person it wasn't me. You understand? Now, let me hold on before you go. Hold on. She ended up dating her worst fare, which was me. She got caught with a nigga like me.
This is hilarious, bro.
He used the shit out her stupid ass.
This is hilarious.
Must be bugging. Bitch, you got money.
Listen, let me tell y'all something, yo. Yeah. I 100% believe in karma. I 100% believe in the power of the universe. And this is what's funny.
Yeah.
Me and her were tight for years until that shit happened.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago. And she used to call me every day crying like, yo, I can't believe this dude is doing this to me. Like I gave him, you know what I'm saying? I devoted my whole self to him. Like I did nothing but make sacrifices for him. I never lied to him, never cheated on him. Right. And I apologize. But as I would be sitting on the phone listening to her say all of this in my head, I would just be like, damn, this shit sounds really familiar. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, and I never said it because it would have been mean, but some of those conversations, I wanted to be like, does that shit remind you of anything? Does that shit remind you of anybody who tried to show you that kind of respect and appreciation, and you just didn't know what to do with it? So I always say karma is funny, like
right,
you know,
and that's what I'm saying. People, like, when I say she ended up dating me, meaning how I used to be is who she dated, and she's now. I just spoke to her up until yesterday. I speak to the girl just about every day. I tune into her. We, had video chat, had a little couple conversations. I don't feel bad because I'm a realist, and I tell her directly to her face on the phone, just like this, "You're a fucking idiot," because I could have told you, dumb bitch, this is what the nigga was doing. If you date woman, three things to not date a nigga who used to be like my old self. If the nigga doesn't pay for anything, come on, man. If you were the only person that pays for everything, at 6 months, a year, 2 years, he bought you a teddy bear, maybe some ice cream, maybe cooked with the same money you purchased groceries with, and it's hubby, and he may have a Netflix subscription. Listen, get yourself out that relationship.
Here's the problem,
if the nigga is telling you he no longer speaks to his ex, and every 2-3 months you see a little message pop up from an ex woman, he's either fucking her or he's currently trying to fuck her. You understand? And the number one victim that she's now paying the reaping benefits of.
Here's the problem.
Called karma.
Here's the problem.
The VB, VB is now learning that what the true definition of being an idiot is, right? A person that gives you everything and gives nothing will consistently take from you until they can no longer, Kev, you can finish this for me, take from you anymore.
Right, here's the thing, right?
Use your brain.
And this is part of the reason why I guess people thought I was a little bit off back then. Because when I would have my little situations with two individuals who I actually dealt with back then, I actually...
And wait, hold on. Is the Shashnash part of this?
No, she doesn't count. She only doesn't.
No,
listen.
She doesn't count at all. We don't count the Rashnash.
Well, this is why I say she doesn't count, because we dated for, if you even want to call it that, like half a summer. We were never physical. We were never sexual. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. There was never any sexual contact whatsoever. So that's why I don't count her. That energy was never...
real quick. I can say this person's name because I don't think she's your friend on it. Does Christina count? Or would you even...
Yeah.
I guess you could put her in there. Yeah, you got to put her in there.
I have to because technically, I can't even say technically, she was my first, so I do have to count her.
Yeah.
Although we weren't in a relationship.
Right.
But we were close. I mean, I met her parents, you know what I'm saying? So, I do have to count her. But that was after the Russian Kool-Aid smile.
Why does it have to always come back to the Kool-Aid smile? I'll keep it real. That smile saved that girl. That smile alone saved the Rashnash for a little while. Like the Rashnash definitely got saved by the smile.
Yeah. So, but this is the thing, and I told everybody who I dealt with.
That should be a drink, the Russian Kool-Aid.
Maybe that was my karma. Maybe that was my karma for the way that things happened with me and Christina. Maybe that was my karma.
Right.
Because the way I handled that situation was kind of fucked up.
If you could go back, would you have changed that? I mean, still, you wouldn't have had that relationship that I guess you was looking for. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you can go back, would you? If you can go back in time to that particular situation, obviously you would have handled it differently. Would you have handled it to end up dating her, or would you handle it to just be like, you know what? I handle it, and we'll end up just being real good friends. How would you?
No. We should have dated. To be honest with you, see the way that situation played out was with her thinking that, and I went my whole entire high school, middle school career purposely not dealing with girls in that way and calling myself having a girlfriend. And I didn't want to start then. And after the situation I had just played out with Inga, I was like, yo, I need to chill. I need to, because I always said people don't spend enough time in between relationships just getting back to them. Yeah. So I needed to reevaluate myself. So when the whole me and Christina thing happened, that didn't happen. That was organic. Like we were just cool and hanging out every day. And the shit just happened the way it happened. You see what I'm saying? Like over time.
It just popped off. She at the time, ladies and gentlemen, natural. She used to suck on fingers because it's what she used to like to do. She had a real fat ass, a big titties.
It was natural because at least for the whole year prior to that, I would see her in the hallways and she would always guard her way to speak to me, and I never paid attention to it. Not because it was her, but just and she was very pretty. She was a little on the bigger side, but it was. I just didn't.
No one in our high school would have, as a man, would ever fault you for having sex with these two individuals.
Right.
Bonnie, who's now big as hell, and she lost some weight, and Christina, because they just, those two, if you fuck with them, you got props. Like, oh, they just had actually bad.
They had dope ass personalities too.
Right.
All I cared about back then was basketball. You know that. And after the situation, after the situation with Inga, I really was trying to fall back. I was just trying to mind my fucking business. And that's what I had told her. So we initially didn't end on necessarily bad terms. It was a few months later. I don't know how this shit fucking happened. A few months later, somehow I'm dealing with Vanessa now. And all of a sudden, she finds out and then she's like, yo, that it was kind of fucked up because it kind of seemed like, you know, you played me telling me that you didn't want to be in a relationship or weren't ready to be in a relationship.
And then a couple months later, you're dating a girl. On top of it, the girl you're dating is younger than you. So she probably felt some type of way about that too.
And that wasn't planned. And I had no idea. Vanessa wasn't even on my fucking radar. I didn't even know who she was. All I knew was she was this girl who used to say hi to me every day. That's all I knew.
Yeah, and we used to date the fastest running nigga and quote unquote the biggest dick nigga, no homo, in our high school, which is Barry James.
I blame you, nigga, for...
I was waiting for the finger to pop off. Like, nigga, I done told you.
No, because you fucked up my street, nigga. It
always comes back to somebody blaming Adam from 2000 or whatever.
Yo, I had not a blemish on me, son. I had not a blemish on me. I went to the school one day to check these niggas out. And this nigga goes, yo, we need to go to Vanessa's house. Yo, did you see? So we ended up going over there that day. You remember? And that's where all the shit started. Matter of fact, I was told that you were the one that gave her my screen name. Back then, yeah, I was AIM. Because used to sign on AIM.
Just letting people know, we are old school. AOL is the new Facebook Messenger.
Niggas had to listen to the
new Facebook Messenger.
Niggas had to listen to the dial-up modems and shit back
then. Yeah. You know, shit was real. But yes, I did because she told me she liked it. And she was breaking up with Barry.
Nigga. Yeah,
she was breaking up with Barry at the time and said, I like taller guys. Adam, you know I like taller guys. And I like Kev for a while. And I've been trying to get a hold of Steve because she figured Steve would be her window. And at that time, I believe you and Steve weren't that cool anymore at that particular junction. So the gateway was me. You understand? Gateway was
at
me.
That time, at that time we were cool still, but we weren't like we were before. But that was before anything.
Those are the time you used to come over the house and just come to me. You wouldn't really come. If Steve was there, you'd be like, oh shit was good, but you more so came to me. Because you know how when Steve graduated, he was on his own pattern. Like,
I'm glad you know that now. I'm glad you know that now.
Yeah, Steve didn't really like the only person who Steve was really close with outside of high school after he graduated was me because I fucking lived with the kid. I didn't have no choice, but he had no choice but to be my brother. You understand? But besides that, he just didn't really give a shit. He really didn't.
And that was pretty much the situation. You know what I'm saying? And people, years later, I found out a lot of girls felt the same way Vanessa did and wanted to talk to me, but didn't know. One, didn't know how to get in touch with me. Two, already assumed I was dealing with somebody else.
They had this persona. People always have a persona. It's not until you approach someone that you get your answer. People had a persona about Kev because I was now up and rising. I keep it real. I'm an uprising GOOGLEPLAY, as you would call it. Kev was my boy. Okay. Steve is known to fuck around. Orlando, these guys. So Kev was in the circle. It was just
Steve
Steve
knew a lot of girls because of the dancing shit.
Right. Steve had the dancing, and then right. And I just had it because I followed from Steve and from you. You guys are like my big brothers, so I just had whatever you guys.
And I was just a cool dude to play ball.
Hey, speaking of, real quick. What happened to the girl with the glasses, my nigga? You know her. That's your best friend. What was?
Girl with the glasses.
Every time we went Hilltop, ugly black girl with the thick ass glasses, with the badass body.
You talking about Renice?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What happened to her?
So let me talk about. And she's still around. We talk every now and then. Just to
she married. She got kids. Like, what's going on?
I know that she has. I know that she did have a daughter. I don't know, and it's been a little while since I've spoken to her, so I don't know if she has more at this point.
Is she in Jersey? Like, where is she? Like,
where did she tell me she was? And it's been a while, but I don't remember where she said she was because it's been like 5 years since we spoke. Wow. I gotta look her up and see how she's doing.
Yeah, I just thought it just popped in my head.
Because Vanessa is the reason why.
Just because I to blaming me.
Listen, my reputation prior to Vanessa, my reputation was perfect. It was perfect because I specifically avoided girls because I didn't want the drama. And there were literally everybody knew me and everybody fucked with me. I didn't have any beef with nobody. Vanessa is the reason why I lost half the people in my circle, and the reason why half the people who didn't know me personally but knew of me didn't want to fuck with me because of the bullshit that she had people thinking. And I remember that
people for this particular individual, if you dated her people and she was your girlfriend, do not, and I repeat, at that time, do not speak to another female in front of her. You could forget that noise. She is 100% Dominican, and she has, at that time, well, she still kind of has it, what was real bad back then, a jealousy issue and an attitude problem. So if she felt like the attention was not on her, it, like Kevin's explaining right now, it fucked up his relationship because the attention was on her at all times. It had to be like it just. No. I know this girl.
No. I got to apologize for that because I think that's my fault, and I think that's the same. I think that is what happens with the girls who dated me after the fact. Vanessa got all of my attention, 200%. I think that might have spoiled her because me and her never got into an argument, not even once. The whole time that we dealt with each other, not even once. I think after the fact, her realizing, bitch, it's a difference with you fucking with me because I'm actually gonna devote the time, and you fucking with these dudes who just want to smash because you're Vanessa, and they just want to smash because that's what everybody in that school. That's what their mission was at that time. Nobody said anything because. Nobody said anything because everybody had respect for me.
I wish I could have recorded me and her conversation and played it what you just said because she told me literally while laughing a couple days ago, Adam, you know you're one of the people that fucked up my mental because you knew damn well back in the day, prom weekend, you had no intention of fucking me. You fucked me in the car and told Angelica to get out the car so you could fuck me. And that's all you wanted, to suck on my titties like everybody else did. Right. And then she said you went on and you fucked me back. Then you fucked Cassie Baroni. Then you went and fucked Michelle Rodriguez. I said I was on a mission that you happen to be one of the fucking victims.
Yeah. It was. Listen, I hate that this is the case, but it was all downhill. And it was the same thing for JJ. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
It's always initially that first, whatever happens after the relationship until the next serious one. It's always been all downhill after, because it's not because I'm the best nigga out here. It's because at that time I actually still gave a shit about relationships, and nobody in our age group was interested in being that devoted. These fucking girls. I was the only one.
And that comes back to my previous statement before, people, when I told you the generation I grew up in, which is the 90s and early 2000s and late 2000s and mid and all that. Our high school went on a streak, like a 10-year streak, damn well, even though I was outside high school and I've been finding this shit out lately, that we just wanted to fuck. We didn't care. Like Kev just said, he was about a relationship. Niggas like me and other was like, yo, pussy count. We just, how many could you get this week, my nigga? That's it. That's it. Tom Clifton and them guys goes up in the Hall of Fame, keeping it real for how much chicks they was smashing.
My class, the few years ahead, right? My class, it was the same way with, but it was the same with the people in my, class as well. It was the same shit. The difference was that the girls that were closer to my age and a little bit older, you just didn't hear about it. See, those ratchet ass girls that y'all came up with didn't give a fuck with everybody. You gotta remember, it wasn't until my senior year that cell phones started to get big. Prior to that, there was no texting, there was nothing. So a lot of the shit that went on, it was, you didn't hear about it. You didn't know about it. It wasn't until
we are the MySpace generation.
Exactly.
We are the original bring your cell phone because you're under your parents' family plan from Bell Atlantic, and then
wait till fucking 9 o'clock to call me because my minutes ain't free till.
Don't call me before 9 because and there was no text messaging, people. Those days they did not exist with text messaging. We had AOL,
right,
and MySpace was now upcoming a little while after, and if you didn't have any of those, because
MySpace didn't really pop off until after I already graduated.
MySpace popped off my senior year, 05. Right. MySpace popped off my senior year.
Yeah.
So before that, people.
And let's remember, it wasn't until 2005 that Facebook was even created, and it didn't even go public to people outside of college until
because you had to be in college. You had to be in college, right? People, I am from the generation. Kevin's from the generation. He's before me, but still, we're from the generation with Nextel. Chirp, nigga, like that was your text. Send me a message and your fucking ringtone shit. Ringtones were fire. If your ringtone wasn't fire, bitch basically wasn't kind of fucking with you because your ringtone was on some other shit. Nah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, when I had Nextels, and anyone can tell you, I used to have about 3-4 phones for no reason at one point. For no reason, I just had
that's a fact.
And then people years later,
So basically, that was the difference. You know what I'm saying? Is that the girls coming up with you, they didn't care. It was cool at that point for everybody to know that they had a body count.
Really don't care. Now they really don't care.
Right.
Because social media destroys everything.
And that's why it was. And I think too, that's why it was so easy. Because once dudes know that they can get you, and it's that easy, they're not gonna give a fuck. See, I see it was hard, and my when I was in middle school and shit like that. If you liked the girl, and even and my earlier high school days, you actually still had to have skills back then to be able to talk to a girl.
Yeah. So for me, people, let me tell you something. I was just always known as, oh, you show, oh, you Kev's people, oh, you Steve's little brother. That was it for like a year and a half, first 2 years ago in that school.
You motherfucker.
After that,
nigga got the green card. Nigga already
off the Steve pass. I got it off the Steve pass. And then when I started dancing, remember I had my own group. It just was like, oh, okay, so this is Edison's Finest after Ty and Eddie and Steve. And okay, all right, well, let's see what they got. And it went from there. People like my ratio. I told you my ratio. Vanessa actually just keeps saying the fucking name. BB told me the other day too. She was like, remember when I got into the fight with Yvette? That was after prom weekend, people. I didn't even know that them bitches got suspended for 3 days because Miss Fajo walks into the girls' locker room and straight punches VB in her face, and they fall on the ground. Blah, 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 blah. The sumo wrestler that she was, TM at that time, her initials would be TM, the sumo, came and snatched them up. And my name was in the record books from that day forth. Like, yo, I think Adam smashed about 10 girls, and it went up to 20 girls in that weekend. And all honesty, people, it was about 5. But it was just known, and I got my stain off Steve and off Kev and off, you know what I mean? Like, they knew, I wouldn't even call Baron, but because of Sharif and Troy and the guys who played sports and stuff like that, who was involved in, they just assumed that I was an athlete too. And then they knew I danced. And then the girls were just like, well, he's not that bad. He's all right. And then went from there. And ladies, I was not like Kev. I did not want a relationship. I just wanted to smash and dash. Kev, to this day, this is why, if you look in the background, he has a Christmas tree and a family, because this is what he's always wanted. And this is why I'm by my damn self, waking up by myself, because of the way I have been.
Listen, my nigga. You know listen, my nigga. That shit ain't all it's cracked up to be. That shit come with, you know what I'm saying? A lot of bullshit to it. But this
it comes to bullshit, but it also comes responsible. But it is good to open presents on Christmas Day with your kids.
And no, the kids I will never. That's 100%. You know what I'm saying? But if I could be a father and have my kids and just not have to deal with a woman, 100% would love to do it. You know, but
a lot of guys say that. I'll be real.
That's the shit we on now, because these women, and I know that they blame a lot of shit, but these women can't be trusted, and it's not everyone. No. There is certain types of women, but the ones who can't be trusted really can't be trusted. I mean, they're disrespectful on a level that is like a life or death situation. Like I'm so thankful that I'm not in prison for the rest of my life for the shit that was done to me, how disrespectful it was, because I could have easily snapped and killed my wife and been in prison for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? My kids saved my life because they are the reason why I was able to keep my sanity. These women are just brutal and they're just disrespectful. And it don't matter how good of a man you are. And I'm living for that. It don't matter how good you are. That's why I'm not as hard on the men who don't give a fuck about relationships, because it ain't much easier on us. It's not. We get the short end of the stick when you actually try to, you know what I'm saying, live that right life. Give them your last name. Be respectful. Stick around for the kids.
Men, especially in 2018, men, we constantly, like he just said, a prime example with a short end of the stick, we constantly have to prove ourselves. It's always proving something. Like it's a competition at all times. Like, I don't understand these women. Like, oh, my husband, they got to post it all the time, like, especially social media. Oh, came home today. Example. We're not saying Kev's wife does this, but I know of wives and people I graduated high school with that do this to this day. Oh, came home from a long day of work. Hubby put up the Christmas tree. Hubby put the elf somewhere, because you know the kids in these elf things. Next day, oh, hubby made me eggnog. Hubby made me Christmas cookies. Hubby, listen, don't you know the best memories, the best things in life are not said? They're just lived.
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take that a step further. Half of these bitches who be posting that shit be lying. Bitch, hubby out with the next shit. You put the Christmas tree up. So when you go online and you talking about hubby did this, hubby did that, and you're lying, you're sending an invalid message to women who are dealing with men for them to give them drama and be like, see, look, like, why can't we have this kind of relationship? Bitch, they lying.
Why can't we go to the pumpkin patch and pick pumpkin?
And now, look, don't get me wrong.
I mean,
I'm not saying that shit don't happen. Of course it does, because, you know what I'm saying? We used to go to apple picking, strawberry picking, pumpkin picking, everything with the kids. You know But what I'm saying is, it's like these women and people in general now look to social media to see how relationships should be. And instead of working on their relationship, they're looking at everybody else's. And you can't.
Wow, that's true preaching.
Yeah, because every relationship is different, and it's about the individuals. How Adam's relationship is with his girl is not going to be how my relationship is. It's not going to be the same.
Nah, we're not going to talk about the same things. We're not going to do the same fucking things. Only time we do the same things is if we're into things like, let's give an example. Let's say Kev likes LeBron. I like LeBron. His wife likes LeBron. My wife likes LeBron. Hey, Kev, every time that the Lakers play and we have a Friday off, let's do couples nights. Things like that is the only time you would do things with the person. And especially if we have kids. Hey, Kev, me and my kids and the wife, we're going to pick out costumes for the kids for Halloween. Kev will be like, oh, all right, word. Cool, say no more. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Those are only times. But if Kev goes to me, yo, I heard that my wife was sucking dick down in the basement at work. I can't be like, yeah, I heard my wife sucked some dick. Because it's not, you know what I mean? It's not the same thing. We're not doing the same thing. Oh, real quick, my bad. Let me ask you something, because this is your guy. All that shit he talked about. What the fuck is Joe Budden doing going back on Love and Hip Hop, sir?
Well, I think
let me just. I need your opinion on this. What?
You're right. But I think in his defense, this is the only thing I'm going to defend. I think because Sin Santana is trying to get into music, because you got to think about it. Love and Hip Hop is for the women now. Because she's trying to get into music, and because they're focusing on their relationships in hip hop now, I think she forced him to go on. And if he's going to say yeah for her, I can't really fault him.
You don't at a position he's in. You're not really going to say no to your wife because he pretty much gives her whatever she wants.
No, because here's why. Because he said on one of his most recent podcasts that part of him retiring from rap was because he wants to help her focus on her music. So if him going on the show with her is going to help her exposure, I gotta kind of understand a little bit.
I'll agree,
but I feel
disagree.
You too.
Because at the end of the day, all that shit you pop, bruh, you should have no reason to ever even want to consider the thought of that, bruh.
He did say I'll never go on again, but he did start before it happened, when he knew that he was gonna do it. He did say, I'm trying to trying to do it to help Sin out a little bit. Plus, if you look, it's all about the couples now. So they let them do their own stories now. It's a little bit different than the last.
That's understood because remember, it's a reality show and your life is constantly taped for 3 months or 6 months, however long it's taped.
Because think about it, right? If you're successful, right? You were a successful rapper, not as successful as you should have been, but you were a successful rapper, and then you had a successful.
You're a successful rapper, right?
And then you had the state of the culture shit, and you were popping off. And then your girl said, "Yo, Adam, I want to, I'm trying to do this. I should be able to, you know what I'm saying, get my shit off." You're gonna, for wifey, you're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, bitch."
Like I said, I'll agree to disagree because wifey also has to understand. If you want your own, look, example, Kanye West is married to Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has her own show, The Kardashians. Kanye, I think, may have made no more than 5 appearances.
But the difference is, no, you're right. But
he let her know, like, this is not me. This is not what I do. I want no part. I may appear for like a event or something, or like, if North, something like that, but you're not going to catch me on that.
But you got to understand the slight difference with the two. Kim was already world famous before her and Kanye got together, so they both bring in their own following. The world doesn't really know Sin except for her being with Joe. So she's just
no. But remember, Sin has also been on Love and Hip Hop. She's also been on Love and Hip Hop New York.
Love and Hip Hop, but she's a new.
So
artist.
has Joe.
She's never done music before, and people only know her. On
so
the show before.
So pretty much you're saying she came back as of forget my past.
No,
please try to focus on me as an artist now.
No, because people only knew her before as the chick that messed with Erica Mena. Sin didn't have.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying. So now you're saying that she's like, okay, forget that. I want people to see me as now. I'm a new person as an artist now. Like, this is for my public exposure for whatever type of music she's making. I don't know what she's doing, singing, rap, R&B, whatever. You please try to focus on me like this and Joe on this end of the stick. Don't look at us like we did before.
No, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel what you're saying, but I think it's the show. So basically what I'm saying is I think that if Joe Budden did not agree to do it, they wouldn't have had Sin on, is what I'm saying. Because 1, they're focusing on the couples, and 2, she's trying to get her exposure, and the show helps her exposure for the music she's trying to make. So I think if he...
So what exact music is she making anyway? Like, what is she doing? R&B? Like, what?
Yeah, she's doing like the R&B thing, like the singing. She's into singing. She's not like trying to rap.
Is she okay? Like,
I've only heard 1 or 2 like brief things. It's not terrible. I mean, they can make stars out of anybody these days.
No, you're 100% right. But I mean, for like your listening ear, would you be like, I'll support. I may download a single or something like.
I would say that I haven't heard enough yet to know. For sure if that's, you know what I'm saying. But it doesn't sound. I've heard worse. I'll say that. I've heard worse. But again, it was a package deal. You know what I'm saying? They wanted the couple. So I think it was to her benefit.
Well, yeah, you get the couple, but Joe Budden brings the name. He brings. He's the one that's bringing the publicity over her.
That's why I think if he said no, I don't think they would have featured her. And if they did, it wouldn't have been a prominent role as far as them. They're
Yeah.
probably going to be on every
But-
episode. You see what I'm saying? So,
yeah, but
that's
I can
why I
understand
don't
that. But
drag him too
I don't know, man. He just when I heard it, like as soon as I saw it, I was like, get the fuck out of here. And I went straight to his channel, and he actually was like, yeah, confirmed, like, yeah, do it.
Plus,
Same thing you
also,
said. I'm doing it for the wife
too. Plus,
You
at
know?
the same time, there's other shit behind the scenes because now they have a big contract with Spotify for their podcast. Their podcast is also being featured on Love and Hip Hop. So now, once you have that big contract, now you got to keep those numbers and make those numbers bigger. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
all right. So
he's benefiting out of it.
yeah.
It's business. It's business shit.
Nah, end of the day, I'm sure money plays a part of it too, because you're never going to say no to money, and you're not going to say no to publicity. So
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, they probably came with I don't know how much. I'm just gonna estimate. Let's just give a weird number. Let's say they did it for 2.5 mil. Let's just throw that figure out there. And he was like,
Right.
You know what? It's not bad to get 2.5 mil. Plus, I get more followers, babe. You get more exposure. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the only reason why I don't drag him too much.
Yeah.
That's why I don't drag him too much. But other than that, I mean.
But from my other side, like my realist side, I'm like, whoa, my nigga, like, end of the day, you supposed to still support, like, Alicia Keys is not wearing makeup. She refuses to wear makeup. And this is just what it is. And she's been doing it. She's in Africa literally helping kids.
Joe Budden started that whole bringing hip-hop to the internet shit. He had Joe Budden TV back when labels didn't think it was cool to expose yourself like that.
Yeah.
So he started that whole wave. He should be the one credited with that shit. But
I think one of the first couple people he actually had when he was doing the Love and Hip Hop thing was Jewels, like Joel Santana and Dipset and them niggas, like Jim Jones and them niggas. I believe those are one of the first couple people that was on. Right. You know what I'm saying?
True.
When it first came out. Yeah.
So I mean, but but that's going back to that whole relationship shit, yo. That's why, and I'll be real with you, if my situation changes as far as if I ever go back to being single, I'm just gonna be alone. Because these females, they're just not worth it. I don't know. They're just not. There's a whole movement right now going on online. It's called MGTOW, right? And a lot of these men are just totally swearing off of women. They're just not even being bothered anymore. And I can't even blame them. I can't even say I blame them.
No, it's like I'm trying to tell people that relationships have been overrated, and everyone's like, nah, you just want to have an excuse. Listen, it's actually not about an excuse. Think about what you have to put in a relationship. Think about it. As a man, what do you have to put out? Everything.
Plus, you got to look at the influence too. The same way you talk about, and these types of individuals exist. Every handful of men, right? You'll have a dude like me, who you watch me for years, try to be the relationship dude, try to put in the time, put in the effort, put in the energy, and you saw where that shit got. So if a nigga like you sees that shit, why the fuck would you be influenced to want to do that shit? When you out here seeing how a nigga like me is being treated, and I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, word. Because I was really thinking about getting back with my ex too from out here, and I'm like, yo, come to think of it, the only nigga that I could say is married that I'm cool with is you. Like I know Kyle Ringer, I know my boys, I know my white boys, like they're married and shit. But like my one boy, this is one of my best friends as a white boy, Jeremy Miller. This nigga literally doesn't have a Facebook because he doesn't want his BM going on his messengers, like going through his Facebook Messenger. So he has an Instagram, but he doesn't have a Facebook.
It's real out here.
I'm like, bro, you really? He's like, well, Trace, you know how she is, bro. So I'm just out of respect for her. I'm like, what? But she has a Facebook and she has a Messenger. I can message Tracy right now.
It's real out here.
Like, what the fuck? How is she allowed and you're not? I don't.
And unfortunately, for even though I do talk about how there are good women out here, the problem is that there are far more women who are not good for you than women who are. And the problem is, too many of these women who are not good for you are so fucked up and conditioned by the shit that they've been through that they don't even want to give the good ones a chance. So the niggas who aren't really about that shit, who need to be convinced,
Mm-hmm.
There's no good examples enough out here for them to want to make those changes. And I can't fault them.
None.
I can't.
None. And yo, even if you come out here, the baddest chicks you meet in your life are out here. And even them, you'll be like, man, fuck them bitches. They all about money.
Nah.
They just want to be for self. Why I gotta always prove myself? No. Nah, my nigga. Listen, I'm one of the real ones left in this world, bro. I'll tell a woman to the end of the day, bitch, I run this shit. You understand what I'm telling you? End of the day, it's not, just because you make more money than me, just because you're handling the household, I'm still a man, bro. At the end of the day, I'm still a man. I don't always have to be doing all this extra shit for you. I don't. I really don't. Not at all. It's not in my vocabulary. It's not in my lineup. I don't have to. And they constantly just want you to just keep proving.
And here's the problem too.
Robert got his girlfriend roses. Why didn't you get me roses, Adam? Because bitch, I don't like flowers. The fuck would I get you some I don't like?
Look, right? And this is about to be the realest shit I've ever said on this podcast when it comes to relationships. I mean, on this YouTube channel.
People, this isn't what you think this is. This is Kool-Aid. Yes, it's a black thing.
For all the women who talk, who sit there in disgust when they hear you talk about women. For all the women who sit there in disgust and hit me up and be like, fuck this nigga talking about, right? For all the women like JJ who say, fuck Adam, he don't like black women, fuck is wrong with him. For all those women out there who exist like that, right? Y'all gotta realize and understand that for as much as y'all talk shit about those kinds of niggas, those are the types of men that you bitches get brainwashed over and want to keep dealing with. So if you got any complaints, then stop being stuck on these types of dudes. Because at the same time,
they'll be like, man, fuck Adam. He a piece of shit, but he was busting my ass though. But.
Because let's be real, any of us good men at any point in time could flip the switch and be on some savage. Yo, I could be
all day, every day we can be.
I have 1,168 friends on my Facebook. I have 900 friends on my Instagram. And I went to 2 different high schools. So these are all people I know personally. You see what I'm saying? On some level. If I wanted to be a savage, tomorrow I could flip the switch and be a fucking savage. Easily. But I choose not to because I have daughters I'm trying to raise. You know
yeah. You gotta lead by example.
Away from niggas like to keep them from dealing with niggas like Adam in high school.
Fuck you, nigga.
But at the same time, these are the types of females who maybe were once good girls, dealt with niggas like Adam, talked shit in public about
what the fuck is it?
Wait, because I'm not bringing it home for you. Talk shit in public about niggas like Adam, fuck Adam, fuck Adam. But bitch, you texting and calling Adam every night. So you complain
every single night.
So
day,
you complaining.
You don't. I'm so savage, dog. I'm so savage out here. Niggas refuse for me to meet their sisters, aunts, grandmothers, and mothers. Yeah. They refuse.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a savage, I will fuck them all, nigga. Yeah. Trust me, dog.
See,
you understand?
We're when it comes to women, we're on 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, right? And I'm sure you have fucked up many females' mind state over the years. But here's the thing.
My daughter's mother being one of them.
But here's the thing. I have fucked up many females' mind state in a totally different way. Because unfortunately, the women who have dealt with me prior to dealing with me, you have never dealt with a man like me before. Ever. And after me, you will never meet another man like me. Because the last like me who are left, they're fed the fuck up. So in one way, shape, or form, you will spend the rest of your life. And VB will never admit it out loud. JJ, she has admitted it out loud. But you will spend the rest of your life, I don't care if you're gay or straight, trying to find someone who put in what I put in. And you will never succeed. You won't. Because men are fed up. They're fed up. So the only choice you have are to deal with niggas who don't care. That's the only choice you have. And it's not that we don't care.
Who don't care because you know why? Who don't care, you know why? Because there was one point There was one point where Adam was like Kev.
What I'm saying.
Adam used to be like Kev. I used to do it. I used to do it. I used to be nice. I used to be a nice guy.
They don't care because they're just savages. They don't care because they see that shit doesn't get them anywhere.
Nowhere.
That's the fucking problem.
So I am consistently, not consecutively, I am consistent running concurrent a savage. Because you ladies made it that way. All the ones on social media talking about I'm a girl woman, get the fuck, bitch, I will fuck you tonight, and you would still go back with the nigga that was beating the shit out you the next day because you're an idiot. So why am I even wasting my breath? I just want your pussy anyway, so I might as well tell you what it is. I might as well just tell you what I came here for.
Because you know why? Maturity. If she had real maturity, VB, all those times where she was crying on the phone to me, telling me how much this nigga from Atlanta was doing her dirty.
Yeah.
Maturity would have allowed her to be like, you know what, Kev? I fucked up when I had the chance when I was with somebody like you. I fucked up. And now I got to deal with this shit that I'm dealing with now. Maturity would have allowed her to say shit like that. You see what I'm saying? And some women are mature enough to admit that, and some aren't. And that's why they'll always be stuck in that cycle. It is what it is.
Stuck right in the...
It is what it is. It is what it is.
And the part that cracks me up the most is exactly what you said. Niggas like me because of, like Kev said, I tried Kevin's method before. I tried it. I was engaged, people. I was engaged twice, not once, twice. I've done it. I've committed. I've done it before. But I refuse to do it anymore because it gets me nowhere. It hasn't got me anywhere. I can't tell you the last time I went out and a chick pushed my hand away and said, nah, Adam, I got it. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. I can't.
And y'all better hope. I'm apologizing right now to every woman out there. Y'all better hope I don't never end up single again because I will be the biggest savage you've ever seen in your life. I have the cheat code. There's no girl if I wanted to. There's no girl I couldn't talk to if I wanted to because I have the cheat code. So I would be the biggest fucking savage. So y'all better hope I never, ever end up single. Because I'm overcharging all you motherfuckers for what they did to the Coke Rush. I have the fucking cheat code. I just haven't used it yet. See, I've only used it for good.
I've used it for good.
I wanted to. If I fucking wanted to, motherfucker. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I better hope. Yeah, I better fucking hope.
This nigga funny as hell. This nigga turned on the PS4 and said, "Don't you make me press square, square, triangle, circle, square, up, left, right."
Served.
I even do that bullshit.
You will get served.
I will alley-oop that motherfucker.
I have the cheat code, bro. I know exactly. See, because this is the thing. While I wasn't getting involved with any of you females when I was younger, what I was doing was that's what I was doing. I was studying every single one of you. I have the cheat code. I know exactly what to say to what type of woman is in front of me. I just choose not to do it. That's the difference. So
you know what they said to me yesterday at work? There's workers in the back. I do security in the front. And they're collecting chicken, like mixed parts and breast, thigh, wing, shit like that.
Hold on real quick, yo. Talk your shit real quick. I said talk your shit real quick. I got a phone call. Hold on one second. Talk your shit.
Yeah. So, boom. The woman actually told me. Yo, they actually told me. I'm not talking to you because you just want to flirt and mess around with all the chicks here on the compound. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? I don't mess around with y'all. I don't talk shit to y'all. Knowing full damn well what I'm doing because of how they are. Your woman by nature is just fucked up. You understand? I just don't understand. Who am I supposed to? Sorry, people. I'm doing a quick pause. I was supposed to message someone. I didn't. For sure. Right, people. Mother's number is only after 2. Alright. Yeah, people, I'm sorry.
Yo.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling them I just got a message from my mom. Sorry, people, I don't live in the country, so I tend to get stuff from my mother. Whenever she gets people to come here, she sends me things because she loves me. So anyway, she doesn't have a choice. What I was telling Kev was the woman at my job yesterday. They were like, you only flirt around with all the females because you just want to get around with every woman here on this compound. And I'm laughing like, oh, bitch. But then I'm like, no, bitch, because half of y'all old and ugly. But it's my personality. I'm very flirtatious. I can pretty much make any one of them smile or laugh if I chose at my desire. And woman, I'm not afraid to tell you what my cheat code is. My cheat code is very simple. A wink, a smile, you understand? And a funny / flirtatious brother could almost 99.9% slid your panties off without you even knowing that it came off and my dick is inside you already. I could flirt. My flirt game is ridiculous, bro. And I know why it is people tell me, oh, why you only fuck with older women? You know why? Another reason why the cheat code works with them? Because they're so tired of fucking with the same limp dick motherfucker for all these years. And then God sent, here comes Adam. Wow. Damn. Your nails look nice. Wow, you got your hair done. Where'd you get the... Damn, girl, I know you had something back there. We get all that from. Next thing, in the back, you don't even know what's going on. So I'm tearing that ass up.
Check this out. Being funny is a hell of a cheat code. And
yeah. Comedy is the key to the soul.
Listen, if I wanted to, I can make any female laugh. Being funny is that's a hell of a cheat code. But I'm a double threat. The only thing more of a cheat code than being funny is being funny and being a smart nigga. And I'm a smart ass nigga. And women love smart, funny men. They can't help it. Because every good woman wants a dude that they can learn something from. And I'm a smart ass nigga. And I'm not even being, you know what I'm saying? Because I my whole life, I've been a student of life. I study a whole lot of different shit. I can go for hours on any topic with somebody who's from the fucking hood and somebody who's a fucking going to Yale. I'm a smart ass nigga. And my cheat code is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So just hope that you never see.
Yeah, he goes back again. He's like, I'm
telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Half the time, I don't even realize what I'm doing. That's the most dangerous part. I don't even realize what I'm doing half the time. So,
ladies, I'm gonna give y'all an example because I got to get ready to bust out. I got to go chill with some females. They're actually waiting on me, actually, as we speak.
And they're gonna keep waiting too. And that's the thing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna stick it.
They're gonna talk shit like "fuck took you so long," but bitch, you waited.
They're gonna. I'm gonna go take a shower, shave my face, and bald up my head, and get fly and go out. I am off today. I get to enjoy my Friday. Kev, you already know. Whenever I got topics, you know I hit you up.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
People, also, I don't know if you knew, and I'm sure you know. He probably says it a million times, but probably doesn't say enough. Kev has a book. Go check his books. He probably has another one coming out.
Smart nigga.
Tune in.
Smart nigga.
You understand? And just keep looking out. The brother knows what's going on. The brother has the cheat code. Watch out for Savage Life 2019.
Hey,
Mr. Sproul.
Because Adam's no longer in the country, I'm one of the most dangerous things in America. I'm a smart black man. That's one of the most dangerous things in America.
Yeah. I went international for a couple years. I will be back. Don't worry. If I know he's doing too much, I will make a guest 6-month appearance and get the numbers back up.
He's currently in exile right now, but
Trump's not very good to me right now. Trump doesn't like my kind right now. He doesn't like our kind.
You better get back over here before that wall goes up.
Yeah, I need to hurry up and just come. You know what? You know what's crazy? They said the wall is stupid as shit. Hey, you know what's crazy? There is a chick I'm talking to, and she actually lives in downtown Boston. So I will be obviously making my trip to come see my boy, but I will be in some nene at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Nice little Puerto Rican / I don't know what it is with Puerto Rican and Italian chicks. I just love them. They're my weakness, and yeah. But she's mad cool. So I told her, I got a boy that lives, blah, 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 and my sister and my brother-in-law. So she's like, yeah, that's cool. I know those places, man. I'm like, yeah, don't worry. I'm stroking you out and just give me a little bit. Yeah.
All right.
But
say something for
the next podcast we do will be on a topic I've been actually wanting to stress and I elaborate more on because Kev seems to bring it up all the time. And I'm going to tell you ladies, a difference between a good woman and a conniving piece of shit woman. And we're going to have that topic.
I just touched on that yesterday on this channel too.
All snakes, you understand? Always come in the same fucking form. I don't care how long, how small the snake is, how poisonous the snake is. All snakes come in the same form. And you know what I mean by that, ladies? I mean, you all crawl on your fucking bellies. You understand? You slither your way to your victims. And the good and the devious ones, and my BMs will be, one of my BMs would be nice to guest star her, but she also is a very immature person. And there was a point where Kev was cool with her, but she has issues also. And she doesn't know how to grow up sometimes also. Even though she's taking very good care of my son, she also was a half a piece of shit person at the same time. And Kev, you know that.
Right.
You know that. No matter how cool you tried with the girl, and y'all was actually cool, she's immature, like she's still stuck in high school. Like any little tiny little gossip, she'll make it into something.
Yeah.
And it would just, that's just how she is. And I wish things were different with y'all because that is my BM and my son being a part of my life and my boy. And trust me, when I come back, my boy, Kev is definitely going to see my kids, like physically see them and be around. Like you can't deny my daughter. Like I don't care what Amory's talking about. I don't care what she does. When I come back, I'm seeing my daughter within the first month I'm there. And there's legally nothing she can do about it. So you understand? So that goes without saying when they
We're going to talk about that too. All right, say something for the fellas before you sign off.
Yeah.
The young fellas out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to do right, trying to find these women to deal with, driving themselves crazy.
Right.
Say something for them. You know what I'm saying? Give them some encouragement because here
goes the encouragement. Listen. I'm not a dreams and nightmare. I'm not gonna crush anyone's dreams. So I'll keep it real. I'm a realist at the end of the day. I try to keep it 100 as best as I can. Listen, fellas, depending on your age, enjoy your life, man. Enjoy your life. Depending on your age, enjoy your life. Don't get married because you're in the military, because your mom has cancer, because you had a kid together. Don't do that. Enjoy the person. Get to actually know who Susan or Susie or Jessica or whoever. Get to know who they are. And trust me, get to know who their family is. Because at the end of the day, they will choose their family over you any day of the week, no matter how much you spent, no matter how much love you gave. The mom all just has to say, I don't like him. And yes, some rebel, but most stick to what their family says. So please, do yourself a favor. if Jessica has a good looking sister or mom or aunt or best friend, fuck them. Because you were probably going to fuck them anyway. Listen, it may sound fucked up, but fuck them. Enjoy your life. Don't just be on one pussy magnet and you're in your late mid-20s and you ain't even fuck one bitch. Listen, like 40-year-old virgin style. Do you for yourself. Always put yourself first. Don't ever put a woman in front of you. Kev, you already know that. Kev is living proof not to do that shit.
Unfortunately, that's a fact.
Don't ever put a woman in front of yourself. Because the minute you do, they will suck up everything from you, though.
Fact. And I'm the kind of guy, too, unfortunately, who I've always been cool with the families for the most part. And even then, no
hey, Kev can tell you now, back in the day, Kev didn't even need to knock. He didn't even knock. He would just go in. Right. I've done it. There was times I didn't even need to knock. I would just walk direct. Yeah, hey, you know, it's me and shit, and go straight in the room, close the door, normal. Didn't care.
Yeah.
You understand? And due to these females fucking other niggas at the same time as you, it's kind of hard for the moms to keep up with the good ones.
And understand how smart these types of conniving women are, too. Because no matter how long you are with them, no matter how much you try to get to know about them before you lock it down, they have a way of only showing you what they want you to see until you lock it down, and then all the bullshit comes out. Take it from me, 100%. Because it is what it is.
The minute you put that ring on, because I've been engaged twice, I've been married, but I've been engaged twice. The minute you put that ring on, it's like you're their slave. And it doesn't make sense to me. And not slave like do everything for me, slave in emotional, mental, physical, verbal. You have to just abide by their rules. And you're a man, bro. You're a man. Grab your fucking balls and be a man, bro. That's it. You young boys in 2018, all y'all want to do is, I don't really care if I die. That's all y'all worried about. Like, if Jessica leaves you, you want to kill yourself.
Right.
Motherfucker, there's billions of people in the world. Most of them are women.
And I get it. When you're young, you feel like it's the end of the world. But, Joe, just I don't know.
It's not.
Play it close. It's not. You'll learn that shit as you get older.
If Kev tells his wife right now on this fucking cast, get out my house and I don't ever want to see you again, and she actually literally leaves, he's telling you, he's pre-warning you the savageness of of the code that is shitted that he knows.
It's a fact. It's done.
But he's choosing to continue the life he's living until his time. Until his time. That's how I'm going to phrase that. Until his time. You understand?
And I'll tell y'all this one last thing, too, before we get the fuck out of here, right? Please, if you don't do anything else, avoid this type of woman. Avoid a woman who is looking to you to make her happy. Because nobody's responsible for making somebody else happy. It's impossible. Avoid that type of woman at all fucking costs.
God, now that you said that, who told there's an artist that told somebody that, Will Smith told Jada Pinkett that it's impossible. She wasn't happy at one point in their marriage and said, well, you're not making me happy. And he said on YouTube, anyone can YouTube this, he straight said to her face, I can never in this life ever make you happy.
Exactly.
I'm not responsible for your happiness, bitch. He didn't say bitch, but I'm not. But I will love you the best way that I feel that I can love you. You understand? And that was it. That was it.
And we'll get into it on our next one, but that is the number one problem with a lot of these women is that they are looking for something to be filled there because they're already missing something within themselves, and they're looking to us to fill that. And when we fall short because it's impossible to fill that, that's when the drama starts. That's when we run into situations. I can only compliment what's already there. I can't give you something that's not there. I can't.
And we're gonna write that void that Kev just said. We're definitely going to touch on that next topic before I get out of here. Because what do you call it? If example, we already said her name, so we'll say her name again. If Jasmine Jones found herself a husband, do you know, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm just saying her name. I'm not saying her personality. Don't look too much in depth with this. I'm just using a name that me and Kev both know. Don't you know that Jasmine Jones could never fully be happy and fill the void that Kev showed her 10, 15 years ago? Because she would search, because she doesn't have Kev, and this, like I said, this is just a name I'm using. This is not how this girl feels or whatever. She will never fully feel what Kev or Adam or Tom or Dick or Harry showed her years ago. She'll just keep searching for it. So she'll marry, she'll fuck around, and still search. It's like a crackhead. It's like someone who smoked weed for the first time. They want that original hit. This is why they become addicts. And females become addicts in their lives with their love relationships. Because they want to find the guy who it could have been. And Kev, you got a lot of chicks out there saying it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
You know damn well it could have been. That could have been. Why is that girl in the picture with those girls that he's taking pictures with? Why am I not the one next to him holding his son? Because you fucked it up, dumb bitch. That's why. When you had the chance and I wanted to take these photos with you, your legs was open to somebody else. Mm-hmm. Now, 10 years later, you blame it on your age. Oh, I was young and dumb. You're still young and dumb because no one here on the phone is over 40 years old or 50. Mm-hmm. No one. So we're not old. Mm-hmm. We're just mature.
That's a fact.
So stop blaming when you were 17 and 18 and you were a whorebag, because I guarantee your parents didn't raise you to be a whorebag. This goes out to men and women, because men can be whores and women can be whores also. So don't take it as a sign of disrespect. I'm just badgering one sex. I'm badgering both. Stop blaming it. Stop blaming the shit. Like me, I would never say, bro, I was young and dumb. No, I wasn't young and dumb. I was fully aware of what the fuck I was doing. I knew exactly. I know to this day what I was doing. I knew my intentions. I know I wasn't built for a relationship because I didn't want that. But it was nice to have a girlfriend. And guess what? The same person that I partially regret not making it work with is married with two beautiful daughters to this day. Married with two beautiful, that me and her are supposed to have two daughters together. Just saying. Me and her are supposed to. And the person sat me down in their apartment before I had my daughter and told me that, Adam, no matter what, I will help you get back where you used to be and where you can be. And you know what I told the person? I have love for you, but I can't be in a relationship with someone I don't love. And I'm not even going to try to force it. And ladies and gentlemen, take what I said and really pay attention to what I just said. Don't get married because it's the thing to do. Don't do it. Don't have a kid because it's a thing to do. Do it because you really, literally love and care about this individual. And if they respect you as such, you guys will know when the time is right. Don't do it because she's fucking ovulating and she's scared that because you drink too much damn beer, you will. Come on. People do all kinds of crazy shit. Do it because you want to.
And stop thinking that having a kid with somebody is going to change them, and stop thinking that marrying somebody
and save them. If your baby dad's a cheater, rewind. Before your baby dad was your baby dad. If Tyrone was going in and out of jail for drugs or whatever, Tyrone's going to keep going in and out of jail, idiot. So don't think having a kid is going to keep him off parole or probation, because it's not.
You're just going to end up with another child being raised in a fucked up way.
By him or herself. Simple math.
That's a fact. All right, bro. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, bro. You already know the code. Hey, people, I'm going to go and get intoxicated. So I will.
Hey, yo, thanks for coming through, bro. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The channel.
Yeah, people, I know there's some haters out there like this nigga be saying, but hey, let me tell you something. I know y'all love my fucking voice. I know y'all love some real shit every now and then. Somebody keeping it full 100, keeping it full 100. Like, yo, this nigga Adam is crazy. Like, his logic makes no sense, but at the same time, the shit do be sounding kind of good though. It makes sense. Like, no, don't go out there and have sex with nobody's grandmother or mom, but but you know what I mean. Like, though. And watch out for Kev, 2019. The book's coming. The Savage Life is approaching.
The second book is coming. The second book is coming soon.
Relationship. Yeah. Right, so people tune in. Everybody, Kev got a little intro for y'all. I'm going peace, deuce. You already know I have a beer for you, bro.
All right, bro.
You already know. Hey, by the way, I hate LeBron even though he's making my team win. So
man, I'm not even.
I'm out of here. Yeah, he is damn sure making us win. We are going to the playoffs. Believe that. We're going to playoffs. No, there's no doubt we're going. So, and ladies and gentlemen, on the NFL tip, fuck y'all if y'all not no Cowboys fans. Hate on my goddamn team. We winning over here. You understand? We fucking winning over here, dog. You know what I'm saying? I know you over there Patriotsville and shit. You know what I'm saying? But we winning over here, nigga.
Fuck the Patriots, nigga.
We winning over here. Yeah.
Peace out, bro. That next shit.
Yeah. That's gonna be this week. That's definitely gonna be this week.
Got you.
All right, people. Peace.
All right, yo. Thanks for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I got to get together with my boy. We do our shit talking. And it usually goes mad long, and I apologize. So if you made it all the way to the end, I fuck with y'all. You know, please keep tuning into the channel. 2019 is going to be a lot more content like this. A lot of unorthodox, unorganized, just free talk, real talk. You know what I'm saying? Because even though Adam's a little rough around the edges, you know what I'm saying, and I'm a little more polished with my delivery about certain shit, at the same time, we have a lot of experience. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of experience with things that he's done in his life, things that he's been through. He has a lot of experience, and I'm sure a lot of regrets about certain things, as do we all, because you can only live and learn. And as long as you're here, and as long as you have another day to get up and try it again, it's another opportunity for you to become the person you want to be. And my last advice to y'all before I close out on this long-ass fucking live stream is, no matter what you do, no matter who you come in contact with, no matter what interactions you have with the people in your circle, the people outside of your circle, just understand that the only hope you ever have of being in any kind of successful relationship, right, is having an open mind and linking with people who have a similar mind state as you, and who, even if they're not on the same path as you, at least understand the vision for your path and have a vision for their path. And then y'all can join those paths together. Never look to a person to make you happy, because it's impossible. And never allow a person to blame you for their unhappiness. Because if they didn't have the strength to leave that situation, as an adult, they can't blame you for whatever hardships they had while they continue down that path with you. I don't pretend to know everything. I just know what I know. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. It's the Social Forecast. Peace and love.